totals will continue to come in because it's going to stay cold here through the course of the day. So let's check on some of those snowfall totals that have been coming in this morning. Chief Meteorologist Spencer Denton is tracking that for us this morning.
Yeah, Kyle, we definitely have had our share of snow across the area. I've been taking in these reports all morning long, and as the totals have grown, especially east and south of Knoxville, you can see that the highest amounts have definitely occurred to the east, and this lines up with a lot of the data we've been showing you for the last few days. You can see from Morristown to Newport to Gatlinburg, all the way up to Sneedville, this represents 5 to 7 inches of snow. Yes, and we told you that some areas to the west would see a lot less. Look at this. Yeah, we're seeing anywhere from Wartburg to Knoxville about 1 to 3 inches. Back toward Crossville, hardly anything at all. So this definitely did really perform the way we expected it to perform. Here's a look at some of the other areas, and these are just some totals that were submitted by folks on social media, and you can see Newport 7, Thornhill 6, Maryville 2, Rutledge 5 inches. Now these reports may be upgraded as we go through the next couple of hours, so we'll keep you posted on that. And of course, Kyle will have the latest forecast. He's going to talk about how long this is going to stick around coming up in just a bit.
All right, Spencer, thank you very much. You see those totals all across East Tennessee. Let's take you out there. Look at the view out in Pigeon Forge. That's where we find our Jared Austin out there in Sevier County. You got a little winter wonderland. Wouldn't mind being up in a cabin right now in the Smokies there, Jared. How are you doing in Sevier County?
You know, Harry, I'm doing really, really good. If you wanted a white Christmas, it just came a month late, folks. We've got a good amount of snowfall here in downtown Gatlinburg, and frankly, looks really nice. It's kind of swirling right now, but earlier on, it just looked like a beautiful snowfall here. Seen a couple cars out here, and frankly, it's all plows. You can kind of see behind me, this is the road, and looks to be in good shape on the sidewalks. That's where it might get a little hairy if you're walking around this afternoon. It's just a little bit of a packable snow here. I did see somebody sent me a picture on Facebook of Gatlinburg. They're saying they're getting right around 6 inches. I think on my walk, I would say probably maybe 4 to 5 inches here on the sidewalk, but crews are prepping this area. They're getting everything ready to roll. It's going to continue coming down, as Kyle and Spencer said. So if you're out here in Gatlinburg, just make sure you bundle up and really enjoy this winter wonderland we're having here in the mountains, Harry. It's a good time to get out here. Just a really nice, relaxing snowfall early this morning. Just make sure you bundle up. It's still pretty chilly out here, Harry.
Yeah, it looks great. You got the Christmas lights on still behind you. Looks like just a nice morning in the mountains there, Jared. Stay warm. We'll check back in with you in Sevier County coming up in just a bit. Thank you, sir. All right, that's all the fun. It looks beautiful up there. What about the roads? Could still be slick, a little dicey coming in this morning, even with salt on most of those main roads. Our Caitlin Walsh is keeping an eye on the roads this morning. Caitlin, what are you seeing out there so far?
Yeah, hey Harry. Well, the roads right now, I mean, they have snow all over them at the moment. We just got off Interstate 40. We're now over here just driving off of Weiss Garber. You can see there is just snow everywhere. The roads, for the most part, though, they're doing okay. I mean, plows definitely have come through. The interstate looks good at the moment. Some parts of the interstate definitely have more snow than through on the tracks yet. But, you know, the city of Knoxville, they started this, and they're having crews ready out there to make sure that the roads are done. Same with TDOT, they're doing the same thing. Crews are making sure that the roads look good, but we'll continue to keep you updated. Back to you, Harry.
Our Caitlin Walsh out there on the roads. Do be careful, Caitlin and Ricky, our driver there, as they're out and about for us this morning. Caitlin and Ricky, thank you very much. Meanwhile, Knoxville, Knox County, working together, the Emergency Operations Center is activated, bringing in first responders and agencies across the county. Director of the Knox County Emergency Management Agency, Colin Ickes, says last weekend's winter weather gave everyone a head start to prepare. He says roads were brined Thursday and Friday. Now, if you have been out and about, if you've seen, like when we were coming in, seen a little bit about what Caitlin said, that can only do so much when you start to get this amount of snow. The Emergency Operations Center will be open and activated as long as needed. They say the center allows first responders to work together even faster when they get calls for help. They're keeping their eyes on travel impacts, poor road conditions, snow accumulation, fire risks. They say it looks like the snow is a good thing compared to the wet, heavy snow that can damage power lines and trees and all the ice. He says they're going to watch what happens, especially with all the freezing temps we saw last weekend.
That's maybe, frankly, one of the worst case scenarios for us. The initial snow, might be a light snow, a powdery snow, but then when it begins to melt and some of the very cold overnight temperatures the next couple nights could certainly cause it to refreeze.
He says this all depends on the amount of snow, how much we get over the weekend. We've gotten quite a bit so far, something the Emergency Operations Center is keeping a track of. We've also learned the city of Morristown and Cocke County EMA have activated their own emergency plan. That means they'll be responding to major calls only, major emergencies. Now we do want to check in with our Grayson Thatcher live out on our weather deck this morning. Now, Grayson, one of the things I noticed when I came into work is we did salt. We hired a company to come salt the parking lot, the sidewalks, still covered in snow. We've gotten so much of it. What are you seeing outside on the weather deck this morning?
It is definitely cold out here, and the snow, while it's still coming down, it's really light and fluffy. Definitely not good if you want to try and build a snowman, but could be good for sledding, which is pretty fun. Now, we did reach out to several dispatch centers here just to make sure and see how quickly they could respond to you should you need to make an emergency call. And Knox County is on a snow plan, both in the city and the county area, so you can expect delayed response times. It's also the same in Jefferson County. So if you make that call, if it is an emergency, they're going to do their best to make it due to you, but it's going to take some time. However, if it's not an immediate emergency, they're going to do their best to resolve the issue over the phone. Now, again, it's definitely cold out here, so take your time when you're going out on those roads. Definitely slick. Even just standing here, it's a little bit slippery standing around. So be careful and definitely layer up. I've got about 5 layers on out here, and I'm still a little bit cold, so plan for that as well. We're going to go ahead and keep you updated as more comes on.
Yeah, get back here in the warmth of the WVLT newsroom there, Grayson. Thank you so much. We'll check back in with you in just a bit. Well, as the winter weather continues this weekend in East Tennessee, we've got a toolkit for you inside your WVLT News app in the Ask Seen On section. Make sure you also have that WVLT First Alert weather app. Dozens of resources, warming centers, school closures, supplies you need, power outage maps. You name it, we got it inside your WVLT News app. And some of you have already sent us some of your weather photos and videos inside your WVLT First Alert weather app. This is from Rita Nemeth on McLeod Mountain in Duff. You can see quite a bit of snow they got there last night. Tamara McConnell sent us this picture from Granger County. This is what it looked like at Cherokee Lake in Bean Station. Looks like something on the edge of the Arctic there. And take a look at this from McCreary County, Kentucky. Tanya Vaughn sent us this as that snow started to fall. A little more sleet looks like there. If you have any pics or videos you'd like to share, take out your phone, scan that QR code on your screen, take you to a link to submit them. We'll be sure to show them in our newscasts and online as well. We want to see those snowfall pictures all across East Tennessee. All right. On WVLT News, the snow falling down. Do the red pandas like it? I don't see any out right now, but we'll check back in with your First Alert forecast on a snowy day.
With a 12.3-inch touch display, it's the most powerful Rogue ever, and has 225 pound-feet of torque. That's a lot of torque. Go Rogue in the 2026 Nissan Rogue. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality. Now get 0% APR on select SUVs for well-qualified buyers, or get $3,500 customer cash on Rogue.
My dad loves his job at Pinnacle Home Improvements. He gets to make people's homes look great. He always says,
"Your project begins with me."
With me.
With me.
And with me.
Now for a limited time at Pinnacle, make no payments and no interest till 2027 on all windows, roofing, and siding. Each of our team members takes pride in every home we remodel, so we can deliver beautiful home exteriors. That's why we say your project begins
with me. why potentially deadly guardrails are still being installed on our roads. Plus, one solution to the critical nurse shortage. Investigate TV Plus.
Snow totals are climbing.
Just getting walloped by this winter storm.
We have a first alert weather day for Thursday.
Winter, it can be a challenge, but you'll always know what's next. Days ahead, only on WVLT First Alert Weather.
We could see up to 4 inches here.
And when we know, you'll know.
So this is what we're thinking.
With a clear forecast streaming directly to you no matter where you are, any device, anytime. Stay connected, stay safe. WVLT First Alert Weather, alerting East Tennessee first.
They didn't tell me about this. The snow does continue to come down across the area, and of course in some places a lot more than others. We're looking at the East Knox County area, Sevier County interior sections. Just got an update from Pigeon Forge Police. They're asking if you do manage to leave your car on the roadway or on the side of the roadway or anything like that, give them a call so they know that the occupant of that is in a safe location right now. And of course continuing to look at this snowfall with snow-covered streets and areas all across, not just Sevier, but we've got it in Blount, Knox, Jefferson, and into Cobb County as well.
All right, Kyle, thank you very much. We do want to get a look at your first alert traffic and really just getting a look at what the roads look like. Here's a live look, I-40 at Hall of Fame Drive. You can see what looks to be a TDOT help truck there on the side of the road. And really, it's the bridges, things like that we got to worry about, especially with the ice and snow. More the snow we're dealing with. I-40 at Paper Mill. You can see, look, they salted the roads out there, but you can see trucks still going slow. I-40 east of downtown looks a little better over here, kind of changes as you move around. And here's a live look, Alcoa Highway at the airport exit. Looking at the flights online, they're still showing a lot of them on time this morning, but we'll keep a check on that with McGee Tyson and let you know how things look. We do have a traffic alert, of course, for you this morning. A part of downtown Knoxville closed for at least a week due to a sinkhole. Officials say the closure is on Market Street between Clinch and Union Avenue. You can see a map of the area right there on your screen. The city and KUB working to fix it. We'll let you know as soon as that happens. But until then, you need to find another route around this. And you've heard this a lot this winter. Newfound Gap in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park closed due to the weather. Several other roads in the park are closed as well. 441. I saw a live pic of the Dragon this morning. That thing's covered in snow, of course, so keep that in mind. And we know that snow, what comes after the snow are all those potholes. TDOT is addressing this. The road crews are looking at the damage. They'll be patching potholes over the next few weeks with just those temporary cold patches. Permanent repairs will come spring, early summer. Expect short-term delays while road work is going on. If you see those crews out, slow down. Give them as much space as you can. And many people stocking up on essentials before the storm hit. Folks in Kentucky trying to buy supplies, now struggling to get what they need. Here's Ben Bedows.
Trying to clear snow and ice from this past weekend's storm has turned out to be a big pain. One thing that might help clear things is some salt or ice melt. The problem is you're going to have a hard time finding it.
It's been absolutely insane with how much stuff we've been selling, because it ain't just been the salt either. We've had the shovels that we've had to sell. With all the ice that's come through, we've had to sell the picks as well. Anything metal, like metal shovels, flathead shovels, stuff like that.
Tom Leon says he worked at the store last year when winter storms came through. This year, it's been a little different.
It got absolutely insane when it first came through, because, mind you, people were buying up salt just about as much now, but unlike last time, we ran out this time.
Tom Leon says they won't be getting any new salt anytime soon.
I'd say probably 7 to 10 days, or 7 to 10 business days, that is, maybe 2 weeks at the very most.
If you want to try your luck at other stores, you're going to have a hard time there too. Salt just seems to have a major shortage due to the insane demand for it.
We've had a bunch of folks that'll come in here and say, oh, well, is there anywhere else you can send us? And I was like, oh yeah, well, there's an Ace up here, there's an Ace down there. There's a Lowe's over here if you want to try that. There's Home Depot. All of them have come back the next day saying, oh, you got salt? Well, I thought I sent you over there. Nope, they don't have it either. Come to find out, practically everybody in the state seems to be running out of salt.
They may be ready for today's forecast, but are you ready for what comes next? It's never too early to save for their future, and the Tennessee Stars College Savings Program makes it easy. Get started at tnstars.com.
Wedemark Keith, we are here to take your call 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. It's more to us. It's personal.
A new year, a new fresh start, a brand new day. Start your new year well rested and tucked in on the new mattress from the Bed Store. Voted Knoxville's best mattress store year after year. During our once-a-year clearance sale, you can save big on your Just Right mattress. Get well tucked into Beauty Rest Black starting at only $19 a month, plus receive $300 in free accessories.
The right mattress, the right price, guaranteed at the Bed Store.
The Bed Store. Well, we'll even tuck you in.
Mornings can be a little hectic, but at WVLT, we're up to get you going.
Get right to the big stories you need to know before you go.
Up with your First Alert forecast. It's a First Alert weather day, so you may need some extra time for your drive.
And up with live First Alert traffic updates, getting you there on time.
We're up for what's now and what's next.
If it's happening now,
it's happening here.
WVLT News This Morning. Up to get you going.
You've put up with your old shower for too long. It's outdated, unsafe, and it's time to replace it. But why struggle with a lengthy shower remodel when Jacuzzi can do it in just one day? And there's no need to break a sweat or your budget.
Right now, we're waiving all installation costs, plus offering 0 interest and 0 payments for up to 1 year.
So you can finally convert your old bath to a safer, easy entry shower, complete with a custom seat, grab bars, and slip-resistant floor installed in 1 day.
My overall experience with Jacuzzi has been wonderful. Everything was customized to the way I wanted it for the price that I wanted to pay.
I've had a great experience from start to finish.
Don't take matters into your own hands. Do it the smart way. Give Jacuzzi Bath Remodel a call.
There are only weeks remaining during our limited time offer. We're waiving all installation costs and offering no interest and no payments for up to 1 year. Go to jacuzzibathremodel.com or call 800-210-6004.
If you've been in an accident with any of these types of vehicles, the time to act is now. Wedemark Keith has been holding truck drivers and their insurance companies accountable for years. It's more to us. It's personal.
This First Alert Weather Day continues as the snow continues to pile up in many neighborhoods. If you looked out your window maybe an hour ago, you saw one thing and it looks about the same, but we've added into the accumulation totals, especially Knoxville and points off to the east. Look at this view in Pigeon Forge, and some of this snow coming down has actually reduced the visibility, so it may be more difficult for you to see out ahead of you, even on what's on the roadway there. So you see here the Ripken experience down below. Looking at the widespread snowfall, just as we talked about really for the past 2 days, Knoxville points off to the east. Gatlinburg, Maryville, Alcoa over into Townsend. How about Newport, Cosby, Hartford, Dandridge, Jefferson City, White Pine, English Mountain, you've got a blanket of snow and continues to fall. Let's check out some of the closer inspections here. You can see the blues are a little darker in and around Gatlinburg where Jared Austin is. Look Rock down the Foothills Parkway, which has been closed in advance of this. I'll take you into some neighborhoods in Knoxville right now, and you can see we really have some accumulation rates that continue to be here. So about 0.02 of an inch per hour is what the radar is estimating now for East Knox County, and that continues over into parts of East Knox County, over to Strawberry Plains, into Kodak. So here's Boyd's Creek in Sevier County. There's just outside of Sevierville on Allensville Road. About 0.02 of an inch per hour is what the radar is estimating. Cedar Bluff, some of you already have 5 to 7 inches on the ground across the board. But you see, it really is the eastern half of the state. So if last weekend it was the western half in Middle Tennessee that was really in on the bullseye, now it's us off to the east and into the Carolinas. For the rest of the day, by 2:30, we should have most of the snow showers confined into Sevier County and Cobb County. That continues through 4, but then we squeeze it down a little bit tighter into the Smoky Mountains, and that's why Gatlinburg over to Hartford could be the biggest winner with the snowfall totals by the time all is said and done. Notice the clock here starts about where we are now and continues. So this is the estimate of what's to come. Still another 5 to 6 inches for some of our Smoky Mountain towns up into Greenville as well. Close to 4, if not 3 in Rutledge and Knoxville. So we've still got another couple of hours before we wind this down. We'll be looking for that to start nudging closer to the mountains and out of Knox County. And that's when we'll have an idea of when things will come to a close. Probably another 2 1/3 in Knoxville, about 7 in Gatlinburg. We should have some snowfall totals that are pretty impressive closer to those areas. Now after this, yes, it's cold today, but it's even colder as we go into tomorrow. Look at this, single digits of what it feels like all across the board at midnight, 4 a.m. Those of you up early for church services, yes, it's cold. The afternoon doesn't get much better, though we cracked 22 in Clinton to 17 in Knoxville. And then that first alert forecast for the rest of the day today. We keep the first alert with you all day long because of this snowfall potential that stays with us. And of course, we will be kind of closing this out for most of us by the lunchtime. But then again, over in Sevier and Cobb counties, I think it's going to continue for a little while longer. 9 tonight, 26 tomorrow. This extreme cold is with us, and it's a cold start to Monday. I know some of the schools have already called out. That's probably a good idea so the kids can rest up and not be out on these icy streets. And then next week, we've got opportunities for rain that come through. Back into the 40s, though, as we see some warmth ahead.
Annual event features multiple dealers, celebrity seminars. Meet Kevin and Patrice of RV There Yet. Even Spider-Man will be there. Friday, February 6th through Sunday the 8th at the Knoxville Expo Center. RVSupershows.com.
Hey y'all, it's Erin and Kelly. Coming your way on the Southern Table, we're helping you plan the ultimate spa day at home. A pamper party theme, from the activities to the snacks, we've got you covered in planning it all. You can find these ideas and others by heading to southerntableshow.com.
Don't miss the Knoxville Flea Market this weekend at the Knoxville Expo Center on Clinton Highway. Over 250 booths with free admission and parking. The Knoxville Flea Market, back at the Knoxville Expo this weekend. Visit knoxvillefleamarket.com for more information.
When you're experiencing a mental health emergency, you don't have to wait for help. Relief begins the moment you walk into the McNabb Center's Empath Unit. Open every day, 24/7, with compassionate providers ready to see you in less than 15 minutes.
I'm Daniel, the founder of Pretty Litter, the color-changing, health-monitoring cat litter. Did you know that cats tend to hide symptoms of sickness and pain? I learned this the hard way after losing my cat, which drove me to create this. By working with scientists and veterinarians, we were able to develop a new litter with color-changing technology to help you keep tabs on your cat's health. Built with advanced odor control, this litter keeps your home smelling fresher longer, so give it a try. Visit prettylitter.com today.
Next, E.T. I'm Trevor Noah, and this is E.T. at the Grammys.
I'm speechless.
All the exclusives, wild fashion, and viral moments from music's biggest night.
It means everything to me.
Next, E.T.
Monday at 7:30 on WVLT.
At Pinnacle Home Improvements, we listen to your needs, design a plan that works for your home, and give you a clear, honest quote. Plus, make no payments and no interest till 2027. For windows, roofing, or siding, call our remodeling experts at Pinnacle.
Watch your Memphis Grizzlies take on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Tonight at 7:30. See all your favorite Grizzlies live on TVSN. Grizzlies coverage starts at 7:30. Tip-off 8 p.m. It's Memphis Grizzlies basketball on TVSN.
The Knoxville RV Show is finally here. See all the latest and greatest in motorized and towable RVs. Save thousands with factory rebates and special show financing. Friday, February 6th through Sunday the 8th at the Knoxville Expo Center. RVSupershows.com.
Welcome back on this snowy Saturday morning. All right, we usually on Saturdays like to tell you about all the fun stuff you can do in East Tennessee, but because of the winter storm, we're seeing a lot of stuff either canceled or rescheduled, so just go sledding. The Tennessee Special Olympics Winter Games are canceled this year. Tennessee made the announcement on Friday. The event was supposed to be this weekend. It was actually rescheduled to this weekend in Gatlinburg because of last week's winter storm. Tennessee says they look forward to bringing back the Winter Games next year. They just wanted really to make sure everyone could make it here safely, but so much winter storms across the state and the ice in Middle Tennessee, they've decided to cancel it this year. And Dollywood postponing another of its hiring events, originally scheduled for today at Jefferson County High School. It will now happen the 28th of February. It's a Saturday at the same place. You can keep up to date everything that's been canceled or rescheduled this week, especially once we get into Monday. See any school closures or delays inside your WVLT News app. Stay with us. We'll take you all around East Tennessee, Sevier County, West Knoxville. Get another look at your first alert forecast as that snow falls down.
Homeowner, who do you call when your drains aren't draining?
Quality Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
Correct. Call Quality Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical for your sewer service needs.
I'm a very active person that likes to move around and go. The pain I was in was really excruciating. I was basically heading towards a sedentary lifestyle. I had really tried everything, but I quickly lost hope with all of the things that we had tried, and that's what led me to the Good Feet store. And when I found the Good Feet system, it really just changed everything. It brought me back to life. I have my active lifestyle back.
You too can get back out there with arch supports from the Good Feet store.
Buy your Ripley's annual Ultimate Fun Pass at the lowest price anytime. Now enjoy unlimited visits for a year to 11 great Ripley's attractions, plus more benefits. Experience the all-new Ripley's Illusion Lab, Ripley's Aquarium of the Smokies, believe it or not, Super Fun Park, and more in Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Ripley's Ultimate Fun Pass. Lowest price anytime, only at Food City. Buy now. Sale ends March 10th.
February 14th. Let's go! NASCAR returns for a brand new season at the historic Super Speedway.
We are green at Daytona.
With 33 races and all new faces. The name has changed.
The NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series.
But the pure raw racing you love,
Start your engine!
That's not going anywhere. The NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. New season begins February 14th from Daytona on the CW.
It's too hot for this.
It's time for Maintenance Masters. Homeowner, who do you call when your AC won't blow cold air?
Quality Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical?
Correct. Call Quality Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical for your HVAC service needs.
6:30 on a snowy Saturday morning. We're sure glad you're here on WVLT News on this First Alert Weather Day. Hopefully you are staying warm. I'm Harry Sullivan, meteorologist Kyle Granger with me. Kyle, trip in, how was it?
Well, we were just talking about that. Chapman Highway was covered with snow when I was driving in, and I learned the hard way. Don't stop.
No.
If you do, you have a hard time getting started back, especially up a little incline. All it takes is a little slight incline and not a lot of traction. But we made it in, and we're here, and I'll be the first to say, just stay home and watch us here on WVLT. And I want to be out in the mist because we've got people out there to show you what's going on.
Do as we say, not as we do, as they say. All right, we got crews all across the region on this First Alert Weather Day bringing us the latest details. Our Jared Austin, he's out in Gatlinburg. Caitlin Walsh taking a look at the road conditions. You heard Kyle talk about Chapman Highway, and our Grayson Thatcher right behind us here on Kingston Pike at the WVLT studios. We're going to get to them in just a bit. But Kyle, first, it is cold out there, only getting colder for the most part. That snow's still falling in East Tennessee.
It's not over yet. No. I mean, we've got more of this to come. If you see, we were at the top of the hour with the guy with the snowplow, and looks like he didn't even do anything up there. I mean, it's still coming down at Ober Mountain, and some of these rates here are really, really impressive as we move into the rest of the day. I think we're going to have some pretty interesting snowfall totals when we get closer to Gatlinburg and out into Cosby and Pittman Center and areas like that. So let's look at the radar and cloud track for you this morning. It tapers off as you get Knoxville and points off to the north and west. And of course, this blue indicating the heavier stuff that is happening. We'll turn on the live feature for you. We still got some blues right in the heart of Sevier County. This could be a monumental snowstorm for some of the areas. There's Wares Valley. You've got some pretty nice snow coming down for you. Getting reports out of Seymour, up in the South Knoxville, the Vestal area. where we're seeing a good 3 to 5 inches across the area and back over into Boyd's Creek, up to Kodak and into Jones Cove this morning. Here's West Knox County, not as much coming down for you, but Hardin Valley up into Oak Ridge. Yes, you've got a nice little coating of snow on the ground. Here we are into Morristown, of course, right at the radar site, so we get some of this differing colors in here, but nonetheless, I think the blue would be the biggest winner as we see that heavier snow coming down in the Morristown area. Western North Carolina, yes, travel over there will be pretty treacherous through the day today. How much more is to come? That's always the question. Before, it's how much are we going to get? Now it's how much more? Well, we could tack on another 5 inches in Townsend to 6 in Hartford, which we'll look at in just a few minutes.
Kyle, thank you very much. All right, let's take you to Sevier County, taking a live look in Pigeon Forge. I mean, it looks like we're looking at downtown Aspen or something like that. Our Jared Austin joins us live from Gatlinburg. Yeah, not in Breckenridge there, Jared. Looking pretty nice behind you. How are things going so far up in Gatlinburg? How much snow are you seeing?
Well, Harry, it's not quite in a mountain town like Aspen or Breckenridge, but we are still here in mountain town in downtown Gatlinburg, and frankly, it looks really, really nice. If you were hoping for a white Christmas when you're visiting downtown Gatlinburg, you're just getting it a month late. I actually was just looking at this. I know I said 4 inches earlier. I'm just trying to ballpark it while I'm out here. I'd say it's probably closer to 5 inches here on the Parkway. But one thing we have seen consistently since I woke up about 5 o'clock this morning is just plows going around mainly here on the Parkway, just trying to help folks out if they are driving. Seeing a couple more cars coming out here. They seem to be doing okay on our roads. But just a lot of help from TDOT. I actually saw the National Park plowing the area as well. Had some folks out here walking early this morning. They're trying to take it slow and steady because when you are walking around here, can get a little slick. So just make sure you're staying safe. But if you're hoping for some snow here in Gatlinburg, where you're definitely getting it, I see a Frosty the Snowman here on the Parkway. He is just, he's chilling. He's chilling right now. He's loving this right now, Harry. So big thing of note here, we're going to have more coming, as Kyle had said. Going to be nice. If you want to get out and you're in downtown Gatlinburg, good time, just bundle up. I've got plenty of layers on. Make sure you have those layers today.
All right, Jared, thank you very much. Looks great out there behind you, but as you can see behind me, we do have issues on the roads. That's something you got to be careful with as you're going throughout the day. TDOT out and about, Knoxville crews as well. Our Caitlin Walsh has been keeping an eye out on the roads for us here in West Knox County. Caitlin, what are you seeing out there so far? We heard about Kyle and how Chapman Highway was kind of a mess coming in. I took Kingston Pike coming in. What are you seeing?
Hey, Harry. Yeah, so I live over in Farragut, and I was trying to take Kingston Pike up here, and the snow was pretty bad on some of those back roads. But getting on the interstate, pretty clear for the most part. Right now, we're on I-40, about to get off. But, you know, TDOT, they're making sure that these roads are staying clear. And they also told me when I spoke with them, Mark Nagy from TDOT, he told me that because of the treatment for last weekend's storm that came through, that treatment is still going to help with this storm that we're seeing right now, the snow that we have. So the roads are looking good. Traffic's getting a little bit busier than earlier, but we'll get back to you with more information when we can, Harry. Thanks.
All right, yeah, as the sun starts to come up, we'll obviously see more people out there and see those conditions even better. So, Caitlin, we'll check back in with you in just a bit. Thanks so much. Be safe out there on the roads. And with all this snow we're seeing, of course, the kids are going to be chomping at the bit to get outside and hit the slopes and sled. It's fun, of course. It's also important to keep the kids safe. East Tennessee Children's Hospital does have some advice. They suggest have your kid wear a helmet if they're snowboarding, skiing, sledding for sure. They say make sure to keep them hydrated. You have to treat the extreme cold like the extreme heat when it comes to water. Apply sunscreen as well. They need to drink about 10 gulps of water, and that sunscreen is because that sun can reflect off the snow. Keep that in mind if you're out and about today. And speaking of the snow, our Grayson Thatcher on Kingston Pike, West Knoxville here at the WVLT station outside. Looks great behind you there, Grayson. How are things feeling? Any change that we've seen out there in the last 30 minutes or so?
Well, it's cold out here. You can see it's still flurrying quite a bit. And this snow, it's fluffy. You can see if I kick it around right here, it just moves. But that's also going to show you that if you're out driving, that's what's going to happen to your tires. It's just going to slide around. It packs down a little bit, but not very much. So be prepared for that if you do go out on the roads. Now, moments ago, we heard from Blount County that their road conditions are deteriorating. So what that's going to mean for you is if you make a 911 call, it's not going to be as easily accessible for them to get to you. So you can't expect delayed response times for emergency calls. Anything that is not an immediate emergency, they're going to do their best to handle over the phone. Now, the same is also happening in Knox County and Jefferson County, as well as Cocke County. So it's really starting to happen all over the Knox County area to be prepared for. If you do have to go out in the weather, take it nice and slow, but you also want to have an emergency kit in your vehicle. That means an extra coat, blankets, and gloves, a lot of stuff like that, but also water in your car is extremely important. So just plan for all of that if you do have to go out, but otherwise try and stay home.
Yeah, and Grayson, to your point, I wanted to bring this up real quick. The city of Sevierville posting on Facebook that crews there are still working to get conditions under control, but they're saying it takes about 30 to 45 minutes after they plow for the snow just to pile back up. So that's kind of what we're dealing with, where we see the snow coming down. Even when you watch that plow go by, doesn't mean all's gravy. We can get out and hit the road. 30 to 45 minutes, they got to come back again. So we'll keep an eye on that. Grayson, thank you very much. And a reminder for you this morning, as we are seeing the freezing temps, make sure your home's ready. Make sure you have that water on a trickle, especially as we keep going the night. If you made it this far and you haven't done this, that's great. But things to still keep in the back of your mind. Turn that water onto a trickle. Open cabinet doors under the sinks. Helps airflow get warm under there. Make sure you have proper insulation. And if you don't, something to think about once we get into the summer for next season. Now, our viewers at home have been seeing quite a bit of snow. This is over in Kodak from Valerie Walker. I mean, they've been getting a ton of snow. We just saw what Jared had up in Gatlinburg. Jamie Alford sending us a photo, another one from Sevier County, up in Pigeon Forge in a winter wonderland. How about Rutledge? Steve Colmer sending us this video of the snow falling down. Beautiful, peaceful scenes out there. If you have any pics or videos you'd like to share with us, take out your phone, scan the QR code on your screen right now, take you to a link to submit them. We'll show them here on air and across our digital pages as well. It is 6:39, a snowy Saturday across East Tennessee. It's a WVLT First Alert Weather Day. We're back with another look at your First Alert forecast and the scenes all across East Tennessee.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before, protecting America, fighting for you. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
I don't know if the world knows this, but kids are expensive. And when we found out we were pregnant, of course, we were looking for any ways to slash bills.
And making sure we only had what we needed so that everything was less stressful.
And saving money with our internet bill really helped us out a lot. Came to Spectrum because we were with AT&T before, and Spectrum just had better deals.
That money we saved with Spectrum just added to what we could repurpose for our daughter.
Real customers, real savings. To see how much you can save, visit spectrum.com/save.
It's bow time. Hurry into Bojangles for 2 scratch-made sizzling sausage biscuits for just $4, because this 2-for-4 deal won't last forever. It's bow time.
Did you know the largest auto glass companies aren't even American-owned? You have a choice with your auto glass replacement company. Tell your insurance company you want to use AAA Auto Glass. Call 888-40-GLASS for a quote today.
It's here, the biggest sale of the year at Knoxville Wholesale Furniture. This huge sale means thousands of Yellow Tax savings on the furniture you want. Sofas, bedrooms, dining rooms, and more. With 3 giant superstore locations, West Knoxville, North Knoxville, and Bearden. You're never far from a great deal. Don't wait. When the yellow tags are gone, so are the savings. This huge sale is at Knoxville Wholesale Furniture, where you get it all.
Enjoy happy home exteriors from Pinnacle Home Improvements, your windows, roofing, and siding experts. The Pinnacle team will give your home a great new look and put a smile on your face. Plus, make no payments and no interest till 2027 at Pinnacle Home Improvements.
For updates on all the latest weather information, tune to 107.7 WIVK.
Governor Ray Blanton either had knowledge of or participated in a scheme in the governor's office to sell pardons to state prisoners.
It was like tossing a match in a can of gasoline.
I stay informed with East Tennessee's most trusted news source, WVLT News.
Meteorologist Sydney Sullivan with your First Alert forecast.
642, not a lot has changed in the last hour, but we're continuing to add into some of those snowfall totals, anywhere between 5 to 7 inches in the heart of Sevier, Cocke, and Jefferson counties, and not too shabby in East Knox County as well. Here's a look at Alcoa from Rosetta Evans. You can see here grassy surfaces are covered, the roadways are covered, your driveway, sidewalks, all of it got a blanket of snow while we were sleeping. And that's what we thought would happen here because we have been so cold. You see here from Maryville over to Gatlinburg, Newport, that's where the blues are, and that's where we have some of the heavier snow that's coming down, and we'll continue to see some of those bigger accumulations. And I think it's going to last in these communities of Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, out to Jones Cove, up to Alder Branch. It's going to last there for just a little while longer in Sevier County, at least until middle part of the afternoon. That's up to Dandridge. Knox County, it's going to kind of break away and pull back down into Sevier, but in the meantime, we're going to add to those snowfall accumulations and totals. Here's a closer inspection into Knox County, about 0.02 of an inch of what is being estimated now by the radar falling down. Of course, these are small snowflakes, but they add up when they fall out of the sky as quickly as they have been. So the eastern half of Tennessee, all part of under the gun here, this winter storm that's happening at 6:43 in the morning, and for the rest of the day, by 2:30 we pull it back into most of Sevier, Blount, Cocke, and up into Greene counties. This continues to work its way, narrowing it down into the highest ridges of the Smokies, but we'll still have accumulating snowfall in Gatlinburg, I think, until that time frame comes to a close early on Sunday morning. I'm not going to take out flurry or two for the parts of the mountains where we had these clouds left, but I think the accumulating snows come to a close. Once again, here's how much is left to come. So you see here, not as much. You're pretty much almost done here from Crossville up to Oneida. That little light dusting is about all you're going to get. Maybe another inch for parts of Anderson County. Here's the fine cutoff line we were talking about. Still hanging in there at Sweetwater to Knoxville at another 3 inches up to Rutledge. It bends back over into Dandridge and Hartford, about 4 to 7 inches sandwiched in between all of here. And you see here's even some of those deeper colors, again, closer to Gatlinburg. That's where we'll have some of the higher snowfall total amounts. Here's a closer inspection of some of those mountain communities just over the North Carolina mountains, right at Interstate 40. For those of you who have some travel plans there, that's going to be quite treacherous, picking up another 6 inches in Hartford, 6 for Gatlinburg, 3 to Townsend and Sevierville, almost 2 for Knoxville, Jones Cove. You're closer to another 5 inches by the time all is said and done. 2 in Knoxville to -2 in Townsend, -5 Gatlinburg, 0 for Dandridge. That's what it feels like. And then we go into tomorrow morning feeling very, very cold. The afternoon doesn't get much better, feeling like teens and 20s across the board. Here's that First Alert forecast for you for the rest of this Saturday. We keep the snow in the early morning hours, and then by the lunchtime, this is really a mountain event moving forward. But we keep the First Alert weather day going because of how cold it is. We're around 9 tonight with those winds blowing and making it feel even colder. And of course, tomorrow morning, very, very cold with those future temperatures showing teens and single digits all across the region. We're warmer on Monday. We bring back some sunshine. Then we got some rain opportunities that come back for us Tuesday, parts of Wednesday, and in the middle part of next week, we do get back into the mid-40s.
Kyle, those 40s have never looked so good on the horizon. Looking forward to that, sir. Thank you very much. Well, unfortunately, more weather-related deaths confirmed in Tennessee following last week's winter storm. The state says 21 people have died. They've confirmed at least one of those in Knox County. There have been 6 in Shelby County, 3 in Davidson. TEMA says the focus is still on restoring power in Middle Tennessee. And here's a live look. 57,000 around there, people still without power right now. Majority of those in Davidson County, Middle Tennessee, and the Nashville area. I mean, a third of Nashville was without power for days. And TEMA is also warning you about scam messages. They say several Tennesseans are getting calls, texts, scams claiming to be from TBI. Neither TEMA nor TBI will ever call you to ask for money. If you get one of these messages, please report it to TBI. That number's on your screen right now and inside your WVLT News app. And of course, Middle Tennessee, just a mess from the storm with thousands without power. A Nashville church, though, is helping families take their minds off the historic weather. Our Lindsay Stenger reports.
Freezing temperatures and power outages continue to plague the Nashville area this weekend. Nashville First Baptist Church has become a beacon of community and warmth for dozens of families. Senior pastor Thomas West, who also lost power in the historic ice storm, realized many were struggling. His congregation quickly opened its doors, welcoming parents and children seeking shelter from the cold.
We have an opportunity to open up our doors and to be a good neighbor, and we're trying to do that. So hope people see a congregation that cares for its city and wants to open its doors as it's already opened its heart for people to be able to come through.
They have offered kids games and activities, food, and free Wi-Fi. Pastor West says the church will remain open for the rest of the weekend and will continue to monitor conditions throughout next week. Reporting in Nashville, Lindsay Stenger, WVLT News.
That truly matters. This is what you've been waiting for. Shenyun, February 14th and 15th. Tickets at shenyun.com/Knoxville.
Helium Melanin showing beautiful control. She's clearly a crowd favorite.
Get our best price, just $50 a month for 5 years. Guaranteed. Xfinity. Imagine that.
Why potentially deadly guardrails are still being installed on our roads. Plus, one solution to the critical nurse shortage. Investigate TV Plus.
A performance that truly matters. This is what you've been waiting for. Shenyun, February 14th and 15th. Tickets at shenyun.com/Knoxville.
Thousands of people are now watching WVLT Plus on their smart TV. And you can too. Using your remote control, go to your TV's app homepage and locate the search option to type in WVLT News. Select and download. From there, you'll be able to stream live newscasts, stories on demand, and other exclusive content. It's all free and all from East Tennessee's most trusted news source, WVLT News.
This is the 2026 Nissan Rogue. With a 12.3-inch touch display, it's the most powerful Rogue ever. And has 225 pound-feet of torque. That's a lot of torque. Go Rogue in the 2026 Nissan Rogue. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality. Now get 0% APR on select SUVs for well-qualified buyers, or get $3,500 customer cash on Rogue.
Right now, Champion windows are buy 2, get 2 free. Upgrade to new energy-efficient windows to help lower your utility bills.
Don't wait. Buy 2, get 2 free won't last long. Call 888-4CHAMPION or book online today.
This is one of those picture scenes that you just can't seem to get enough of. Not every day we wake up to scenes like this in Pigeon Forge, and of course looking at the snowfall that's been accumulating. Just to give you perspective, this is the Ripken Experience, the main building. Behind that, all the ball fields and the new hotels that have been built on the Jake Thomas Road. Hard to see the convention center there off in the distance on Teaster Lane, but nonetheless thankful that the power is on for most of us this morning. This snowfall is going to be continuing here. The heaviest in Gatlinburg and Sevier County still to come here as we go into the afternoon. We're not going to say goodbye to it just yet. You can say goodbye to just a few flurries around if you're northwest of Knoxville.
Kyle, that live cam at Pigeon Forge looks like they should have the X Games there or something. All right, it's a bitterly cold week here at home, of course, and across much of the country. It's not just people feeling the chill. Even been too cold for penguins, believe it or not. Carolyn Gussoff is at the Long Island Aquarium, where they've had to take extra measures to keep them warm.
They're dressed to the nines, just not 9 degrees. 20 penguins make the Long Island Aquarium home, and even these birds need a warm-up.
It can be too cold even for a penguin. There's a lot of penguins that never see ice in their lifetime.
These guys have about 70 feathers per square inch.
They're South African penguins, and when temps plunge below 30 degrees, it's more than cold feet. Their waterproof feathers aren't built for Arctic air. They're indoors, waiting for a warm-up. They're among the 5,000 creatures at the aquarium for whom temperature control is critical. A giant generator keeps it all running through storms.
Some of our habitats are 42 degrees. Some of them are 84 degrees. We do have our life support systems here. They support life.
Some residents thrive in the chill. This river otter family frolics in frigid waters thanks to their thick fur. Harbor and gray seals bask in icy salt water, but other outdoor habitats need a little help.
Smile.
The sea otter steals the show, 400 pounds of blubber, but still a little radiant heat behind the scenes, warming things up between tricks and kisses.
A very sweet kiss.
And who is that keeping warm under a heat lamp?
Our owl is normally outside most of the time. We do spoil her also, and we have a radiant heater for her.
And carefully monitored by staff staying overnight through storms to ensure everyone is warm or cold enough.
Doesn't matter what the weather is, snowstorms, hurricanes, anything, staff is going to be here.
Now this part of the aquarium has to stay downright balmy. It's 80 degrees here for the 600 to 800 butterflies in this tropical habitat. From coral reefs to snowy shores, climate control is relative. These penguins will be back outside when the weather suits them.
Tubs and showers can be embarrassing, or worse, unsafe. But you don't want a remodeling nightmare, the weeks without a bathroom, the runaway budget. Don't turn your bathroom into a construction site. Remodel it the jacuzzi way. Unlike other contractors, your local jacuzzi bath remodel team can completely transform your shower in just one day. Jacuzzi has been making water feel great for more than 70 years. And Jacuzzi Bath Remodel is the only local company authorized to give you the genuine jacuzzi experience. From first call to install, with a lifetime warranty backed by a brand you can trust. And the best part, you can have it all installed in one day.
Oh my gosh. It is beautiful. It's incredible that they were able to do this in one day. They were outstanding. How did they do that in one day?
You'll love our free, personalized design experience that makes it easy to create the bath you've always wanted. You can choose soft close doors, adjustable shower heads, and great storage options. And if you're concerned with safety in the bathroom, take comfort with grab bars and custom seats. And you can finally stop worrying about that dangerous step over with our easy entry showers and slip-resistant floors. Plus, cleanup's a breeze with no grout and no more scrubbing. Just rinse it clean. And everything is genuine jacuzzi quality from end to end.
Don't miss out. The Jacuzzi Bath Remodel 000 sale won't last forever. Call now and get zero installation costs, zero money down, zero payments with no interest for up to a year.
Go to jacuzzibathremodel.com or call 800-354-8573. That's 800-354-8573. Call now.
You have the right to choose who fixes your vehicle. Tell your insurance agents you want to use a local company. Tell them you want AAA Auto Glass. Call 888-40-GLASS for a quote today.
If you've been in an accident with any of these types of vehicles, the time to act is now. Wedemark Keith has been holding truck drivers and their insurance companies accountable for years. It's more to us. It's personal.
We've been talking about this first alert weather day now for a couple of days, and yes, waking up this morning with exactly what we thought would happen. Blankets of pretty decent snowfall amounts across the area east of Knoxville. To the north and west of Knoxville, not quite as much. In this map this morning, kind of showing the telltale story of the whole thing. Everybody's got clouds. Then we're dealing with maybe some of the heavier pockets of snow that are here with us as we go into interior sections of Sevier County. You can see here down the Parkway in Pigeon Forge, out to Wares Valley, over to Alcoa and Maryville. That's where we've got decent snowfall still happening. Then you see into parts of East Knox County, out to Strawberry Plains, Kodak, back in Sevier. Got some decent snowfall there, and it's lighter as you get over into Hardin Valley to Concord Park and Oak Ridge. But still, the snow's coming down, and we expect it for a little while longer.
Well, check it out. While a lot of us are staying inside, avoiding the cold, some in North Carolina are embracing it. Mountain climbing guide Forrest Stavish says the frigid temps create ideal conditions for ice climbing. He said it's shaping up to be one of the best ice climbing seasons he's ever seen. I don't know about that, Kyle. I'm going to stay here on solid ground. All right, we're going to run it back here. 7 o'clock coming up.
Over 55 dining groups, all at the lowest prices in town. Save 50 to 80% from name brand manufacturers you trust at the Knoxville Wholesale Furniture Clearance Center. See our famous scratch and dent area and buy furniture for pennies on the dollar. For the absolute lowest prices, visit the Knoxville Wholesale Furniture Clearance Center next to Westtown Mall.
This is the 2026 Nissan Rogue. With a 12.3-inch touch display, it's the most powerful Rogue ever, and has 225 pound-feet of torque. That's a lot of torque. Go Rogue in the 2026 Nissan Rogue. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality. Now get 0% APR on select SUVs for well-qualified buyers, or get $3,500 customer cash on Rogue.
Just change these bulbs.
It's time for Maintenance Master. Homeowner, who do you call when you need professional electrical service?
Quality Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical?
Correct. Call Quality Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical for your electrical needs.
Well, the snow is coming down. Live look outside downtown Knoxville on this snowy Saturday, a WVLT first alert weather day. It is chilly out there. It is cold. Good morning. Hopefully you're staying warm on this Saturday. We're glad you're here on WVLT News. Saturday morning, I'm Harry Sullivan in for Aaron Rodgers today. We do have crews all across the region keeping an eye on East Tennessee on this first alert weather day, from Gatlinburg to Knoxville, everywhere in between, watching as that snow continues to fall. We'll get out to them in just a little bit, but on this first alert weather day, we do want to check in with meteorologist Kyle Granger, tracking the latest conditions. Kyle, coming in this morning, you told us Chapman Highway a little dicey. What are we seeing out across East Tennessee?
And we're getting even more reports from most places saying to stay off of the roads now because the roads are covered. You mentioned earlier in Sevierville that they had plowed the roads, and about 30 minutes later, the snow is right back covering them. So it doesn't take long when you've got snowfall rates at this amount to cover those roads right back over. And I see everyone asking about the road that they have to get on to go to work this morning or whatever their journeys may have been. The bottom line and the basic line is here, expect the road to have snow on it and snow covered. and yes, even Chapman Highway, my drive in. Now, once I got to the interstate, it was a whole lot better. This is Pigeon Forge, kind of setting the tone of the bird's eye view over the city, if you will, not just your house that has the snow. We had this is the Ripken experience down below, all the baseball fields, and of course, even kind of hard to see some of the lights there. So even if the street is clear, you're going to be kind of blinded a little bit by some of this blowing snow still in Sevier County, because we still have the wind stirring around and the heaviest of the bands of rain right over Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, and Sevierville. You move back into Jefferson County, up near Morristown, Rutledge, Bean Station, back over into East Knox County. Downtown is worse than West Knoxville, but that just bends back down towards the airport in Alcoa as well. So let's look at the live radar. Pretty much the same. What you see is what you get where those little blues are. That's where we have the heaviest snow bands coming in. Gatlinburg still picking up a sizable amount of snowfall at this hour. A little less from Hardin Valley to Oak Ridge, still picking up a few little flakes here and there. And to the north and west, back over into Morristown and Whitesburg, we've got a light snowfall for you. Broader perspective, it's an eastern half of the state storm, and that's the way we expected it to be. And snowfall totals for the rest of the day. So we start now at 7 a.m. We go into the 9 o'clock hour and look at this. Another 3 inches for Townsend, about 5 for Hartford. Now we're down to another 2 inches or so from Dandridge into Knoxville. We'll time out the rest of the day with the futurecast. Oh, and the cold air that we expect for the rest of the weekend coming up.
All right, Kyle. Yeah, really trading with the rest of the state for what they saw last week, what we're getting this week. We're blessed here that we got the majority of it as that snow. You're taking a live look in Pigeon Forge on this snowy Saturday. Our Jared Austin live in Sevier County for us up in Gatlinburg. Jared, expecting the sun to come up in about 30 minutes or so. I can't wait to see the scenes there. What are you seeing so far here as still dark out in Sevier County?
You know, it's just a winter wonderland. That's the best way to describe it. Usually you want this around Christmas time, but you know what? We're getting it a month later. I want to echo something Kyle had just mentioned. When we got out here at 6 o'clock this morning, they were plowing roads. The parkway looked good. It's getting a little bit worse now. Snow has continued to fall here, so it looks like it's been maybe touched just once or twice, but they've been out here trying to clear these up. Side roads off to my left, you're right on the screen. It is still a little dicey. Folks are taking it slow. Seen a couple people walking by and just trying to enjoy this. They're taking it nice and slow. A couple told me that it's easier going downhill than uphill. Yes, if you're going to be out and about, if you're going up a hill, it is going to be a little bit of a trek. And hopefully some of the video you're seeing includes Frosty sitting here on one of the benches on the parkway. It's nice. It's peaceful. It's just cold. You just got to make sure you bundle up. Crews are going to continue coming around here. We've seen the National Park Services out here. We've seen TDOT out here. Haven't seen too many city ones yet for the plows, but we should see those coming in soon. Just want to make sure the roads are clear, Harry. Make sure everybody is staying safe. But of course, if you just have time on this Saturday to sit at home, relax, enjoy a hot cup of cocoa or maybe some coffee, today's a great day to do it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a bad day to be up there in the mountains, that's for sure, Jared. But like we heard Kyle just say, the city of Sevierville letting us know that when they plow the streets about 30 to 45 minutes later, they've got to come back. That's how much snow is coming down. So just because you see a plow or something like that go by doesn't mean it's all good. Slick out there. Take a look at this. This is 640 Washington Pike. I mean, just look at the roads right there. TDOT did treat everything. The city did as well. Still seeing those issues. You can only do so much when you get this amount of snowfall. Our Caitlin Walsh has been out and about keeping an eye on the roads this morning with Ricky Berry, our photographer. Caitlin, what are you seeing out there? How's the traffic looking, and any issues on the road so far in West Knox?
Hey, Harry. Yeah, Ricky and I, we're right now on Interstate 40. A little bit more traffic than maybe when we last spoke with you. And when I got on the road myself this morning, I mean, there was no one on the interstate. I took Kingston Pike for a little bit, then hopped on, but really no traffic at all. Right now, a lot of more people are on the interstate. Not sure if they just have plans today or heading to work, but whatever they're doing, the city of Knoxville wants to remind people to stay safe on the roads. Check the weather before you get in the car. Check your car. Make sure your coolant, your windshield wipers, make sure your car is working in good order before you get in the road and drive. Just be careful and cautious if you are going to be on the roads. Some of the roads are good still. Interstate right now is doing okay. We've seen a few snowplows going around in the city area on the regular roads, but interstate seems good at this moment. But back to you, Harry. We'll continue to give you guys more information as we are driving through the town.
All right, Caitlin, you and Ricky be safe out there. Thank you very much. Well, Knoxville and Knox County are working together for this storm. The Emergency Operations Center is open and activated. It brings first responders and agencies across the county together. Director of the Knox County Emergency Management Agency, Colin Ekis, says last weekend's winter weather gave everyone a head start to prepare. They say roads were brined Thursday and Friday. Once again, you can only do so much as they are out trying to treat them again. The Emergency Operations Center will be up and running as long as needed. They say the center allows first responders to get to calls even faster. Right now, they're keeping their eyes on the travel impacts, road conditions, snow accumulations, fire risks. He says it looks like we'll be getting that dry snow, which is a good thing compared to wet, heavy snow can damage power lines. They say they're going to keep an eye on things and watch what happens, especially with the freezing temps lasting through the weekend.
That's maybe, frankly, one of the worst case scenarios for us. The initial snow, might be a light snow, a powdery snow, but then when it begins to melt and some of the very cold overnight temperatures the next couple nights could certainly cause it to refreeze.
He says all this depends on the amount of snow, how much sun we get over the weekend, something the Emergency Operations Center is keeping an eye on, as are our first alert meteorologists here at WVLT. We've also learned the city of Morristown and Cott County EMA has been activated. They've got their own emergency plan. That means they'll only be responding to major emergency calls. All right, let's check in with our Grayson Thatcher out on our WVLT weather deck right now here in West Knox County, just off of Kingston Pike. Grayson, what are you seeing out there? How was your trip into work this morning? I know you're a West Knox County girl. How was it getting in?
Well, coming in this morning, it was definitely slick on the roads. It's been pretty chilly all morning. We've been out here for about an hour now, and I can tell you, I felt when that temperature physically started to drop. It's getting a lot colder out here. I've got about 5 layers on, and it's starting to not be enough quite yet. Now, you can see the snow. It's really, really fluffy. It just kind of blows right away. So it's not great for a snowman, but it's wonderful to slide around. Nice to go sledding on if you want to do that this weekend. But it's important to keep in mind that if your sled's going to go right on it, so are your car tires. That's going to be really slick. We're seeing that in a lot of different counties. Knox County, Cott County, Jefferson, and most recently Blount County just shared that their roads are deteriorating. So what that means for you is if you make a 911 call, if it is not an absolute emergency, they are likely going to try and handle it over the phone just for their safety, but also for your safety. Now, if it is an emergency, they're going to do their best to make their way to you, but you can expect some of those delayed response times. But again, if you're coming out here, you really do want to layer up. It is really chilly out here. Again, we're starting to really feel those temperatures drop, but as you wake up, some good things to plan for.
All right, Grayson, come back inside, get warm here in WVLT. We'll check back in with you. Hopefully when the sun comes up here in about 30 minutes, we start getting some good views out there across East Tennessee. Grayson, thanks. Meanwhile, Knox County Mayor Glenn Jacobs laying out the county's plan for snow and ice. He says crews started brining those roads yesterday. The county does maintain over 2,000 miles of road. Response efforts can be difficult with that much road to cover.
As much as I wish we could know what Mother Nature is going to do ahead of time, we don't. So we make the best decision based on the information that we have at that particular time.
Well, as the winter weather continues this weekend, we got a toolkit available for you inside your WVLT News app in the As Seen On section. There's dozens of resources, information about warming centers, school closures, supplies, power outage maps, you name it. We've got you covered inside your WVLT News app. All right. We're doing good here. Hopefully you're doing warm. Here's a live look out at Zoo Knoxville. The animals bundled up inside on a snowy Saturday morning. We're back with another look at your first alert forecast on this Saturday.
Buyers, and I buy houses cash.
If you have a house and you want to sell,
Oh boy, is this New York City? It could have been with the ice skating rink there in Rockefeller Plaza, but that is Knoxville. You see here, visibility issues are down all across the board with some deep grays showing up. Here's the way the radar and cloud track is for us this morning. Right now, interior parts of Sevier County over to Jefferson, East Knox County, and into the eastern sections of Blount County this morning with some of the heaviest of the snowfall coming down. And that future snowfall still to come today. Some of us are looking at another 3 to 5 inches across the board, if not Hartford checking in with another 9 inches by the time all is said and done.
A lot more to come, Kyle. Thank you very much. Well, in Middle Tennessee, 57,000 people are still without power 1 week later. As frustration rises, protesters gathered outside the Nashville Electric Service headquarters demanding answers. Braden Ross takes us there.
Because we're not seeing enough progress, and that's a problem.
As protesters gathered outside NES, their message to Nashville leaders was clear.
We need your help. We need your help.
Person after person airing their grievances. Many of them are going on a week without power.
My birthday is Sunday, and I wonder if I'm going to spend it in the dark and cold.
Several raising concerns about why NES hasn't brought in more outside help.
Metro Nashville needed to hire more linemen so grandmas will not be found dead in their homes. And that's exactly what's happening.
When the resources locally is insufficient to meet the need, we've just got to bite the bullet and pay for the extra help.
Since Sunday, NES has added almost 1,000 linemen. Representatives saying today they are still actively bringing in more, but it takes time.
We are utilizing the tools as quickly as we can onboard and put them into place, but it has to be done methodically and in a system.
Speakers also demanding timelines for when they can expect their power to be back on, something NES CEO Teresa Broyles-Applin said today we can expect to see very soon.
We're getting the runaround. we'll know very soon.
We deserve the information, and this government has completely dropped the ball on that. That is not okay when my family members and my loved ones are dying.
Broyles-Applin says she's already gearing up for an after-action report to look at what NES could have done better here.
Save more lives!
But with tens of thousands still in the dark and colder temperatures on the way, many Nashvillians say it's just too little, too late.
They may be ready for today's forecast, but are you ready for what comes next? It's never too early to save for their future, and the Tennessee Stars College Savings Program makes it easy. Get started at tnstars.com.
And that's when I was hit my hands. That's where I was feeling the most pain. My hands are my voice. Once Morgan got involved, it was great. when I got my settlement, I was amazed. I was not expecting this kind of experience.
Ever since I was 5 years old, it's been all about football. It's been
.18 now on this Saturday morning. Hope you had a great night's rest, and hopefully you can just sit back, relax, and enjoy from the comforts of your home the snow falling outside. And yes, those who are traveling this morning, you've been encountering scenes like this. I wanted to show it to you. It shows you how the camera is a little bit blurry, and that's what maybe you might deal with when you get into some of this blowing snow, especially in Sevier County and the lone car that has come by. But this interstate looks a whole lot better than most of the secondary roads do in most of the eastern half of our region this morning. So here's the way things are shaping up. We've still got heavy to moderate snowfall from Knoxville to Maryville into Gatlinburg, parts of Jefferson City, Jefferson County into Newport, and I take you in closer and show you, yes, that's what we're all dealing with. Not a lot of differences from here to there. Really small flakes for us this morning. Just stepped out back here at the television station and saw the small flakes, but they do add up, even though it's a precipitation rate of about maybe 2/100ths of an inch in an hour. That adds up when you move over areas that have already got 5 inches on the ground. Yes, adding more into it. This has gone down a little bit in Sevierville since the last half hour and over into areas like Cedar Bluff in Sevier as well. Looking at the way the eastern half of the state is this morning, we are ice cold with the ice falling from the sky here with that snowfall and into western North Carolina. By the 2 o'clock hour, we really find the home with most of this in Sevier, Blount, and Cocke counties. This continues to nudge closer to the mountains by the evening, but still, this is why we think Gatlinburg over to Hartford will continue to pick up some of those highest snowfall totals, because this lasts into the evening hours of tonight and into the early part of tomorrow morning. I think we'll still have some flakes flying around, just won't be picking up as much in the accumulation factor. I showed you this earlier, but in case you're just now waking up at 7:20, good morning. And yes, we've got another 2 inches to go from Knoxville to Rutledge, Dandridge about 2.5, and of course there is a model that has bumped up the numbers from Townsend into Hartford higher than this particular solution that we're looking at. Nonetheless, when you add on top of 1/2 inch of snow or 1/2 foot of snow and you get closer to a foot, it's just a lot of snow that's on the ground. You're digging out either way. Here's another closer look at that future snowfall into the Smoky Mountains, those pinks and those purples Really showing Gatlinburg to Townsend. If you're traveling Interstate 40, well, I wanted to zoom in here. If you've got travel plans, it may take a little while to get that completely clear. So through the gorge, I know the North Carolina and Tennessee DOT crews are going to be working that pretty closely. Now, we're talking about the cold air that's with us for our Sunday. So you got it today. You kind of look outside, you say it's cold. Well, tomorrow morning, you're going to wake up to single digits, negative numbers of what it feels like across the board for church. And then if you're trying to go to an afternoon brunch, wow, 3 layers of clothes, what you need there with those big jackets. Feels like 12 in Crossville, the 17 in Knoxville. Not a lot better as we get into the afternoon. And for today, your first alert forecast keeps that first alert all day. If not for the snow, but for the cold. Look at this, teens for the afternoon hours. Monday and Tuesday starting to warm up closer to 40, if not the mid 40s by the time all is said and done. And you see there, though, we do introduce a couple of times of showers that move back as well.
All right, Kyle, thank you very much. Well, we've talked about a lot of fun that you can have in the snow and ice, but it's dangerous. There could be horror on the highway as a car dangled from an overpass on I-40 in Memphis. This storm has impacted the entire Volunteer state. The woman trapped in that car now sharing her story. Rosalind.
The image spread quickly across social media. A car frozen in place, perched on the edge of an overpass during a winter storm. But behind the viral photo is an essential worker who says she didn't have the option to stay home. Corrections nurse Qualicia Liggett had just finished a long shift and was heading home later than she expected when it happened.
So I overcorrected and turned my wheel to the right, and I ended up on the rail.
She told Fox 13 she was driving slowly, around 20 miles per hour, when her car suddenly lost traction as another vehicle passed nearby.
And I was able to see the other cars passing under the other highway.
2 Good Samaritans stopped to help, getting her out safely and calling 911. Later, first responders told her just how close she came to tragedy.
First responders were like, oh, if it was like 5 or 6 more inches from that other wheel, the right side, you probably, wouldn't be on this side of the thing.
Her mother says she knew immediately something was wrong when she saw the photo. For her, the outcome was nothing short of a divine protection.
God, put your angels around her, protect her. He did. And I'm thankful for that. So, I look on the bright side of things. Yeah. She's blessed. Hey, she's blessed.
Too long. It's outdated, unsafe, and it's time to replace it. But why struggle with a lengthy shower remodel when Jacuzzi can do it in just one day? And there's no need to break a sweat or your budget. Right now, we're with
Look at your first alert traffic. The first crash we've seen, TDOT telling us this is a multi-vehicle crash, 640 westbound in Knox County, near mile marker 1, just at Western Avenue. As you are headed toward, you'll go over Middlebrook Pike there as you then go to get onto I-40. So we are keeping a look on that. Crews are on the side of the road, but take a look at the roads. They're just kind of getting a little worse as we go on. They did treat the roads, but you can see that snow still coming down, slush building up. It is still freezing out there, so just be careful as you are out and about today. There's a live look, Alcoa Highway at the airport. We'll check on those flights. Last I checked, everything this morning still on time, but we'll get an update here shortly. Well, on Saturdays, we usually like to tell you about all the fun stuff to do in East Tennessee, but because of the winter storm, we're going to tell you everything that's been canceled or rescheduled. Get out and, go play in the snow for a little bit with your proper attire today. The Tennessee Special Olympic Winter Games canceled this year. It was rescheduled to this weekend in Gatlinburg because of last week's winter storm. They say they look forward to bringing back the Winter Games next year. They try to do their best to make sure all the athletes can get here safely, just not possible. And Dollywood postponing another one of its hiring events. It was originally scheduled for today at Jefferson County High School. It'll now be on Saturday, February 28th. At the same place. And a few school districts already announcing they'll be closed on Monday. Lenoir City, Loudoun County, Roane County kids all canceling classes. More schools are expected to follow suit with delays and closures. And keep up to date with everything that's been canceled or rescheduled this week inside your WVLT News app. Stay with us. More on this snowy Saturday, a first alert. You're watching WVLT News Saturday morning.
What you just saw is exactly what West Shore Home does every single day. I'm Marie.
Saturday morning. Hope you're warm. We're glad you're here on WVLT News Saturday morning. I'm Harry Sullivan alongside meteorologist Kyle Granger. If you had a flight today, one did just take off. I was playing around on Flight Radar. There was one going over Knoxville, headed to Cancun, warmer place than we are.
Hey, we're hitching a ride.
Hitching a ride because this looks like an extreme sports, winter sports X Games setup. But this is Pigeon Forge, Kyle.
Hey, they're going to have a different perspective from the air today going to Cancun over East Tennessee than a normal trip overhead because it's all white. We've got a white time here to see the snow that continues to fall. If you look closely from this camera in Pigeon Forge, and earlier we could see some of the buildings buildings. We've got one of
Yeah.
those heavier bands moving over Pigeon Forge right now. So you see here, hard to see some of those lights off in the distance from the hotels there. But that's the winter scene out at the Ripken Experience.
Yeah.
And I suspect that it's going to continue to be here with us for the next couple of hours. We're going to continue to see this pile up.
And we got crews all across the region on this first alert weather day. Our Jared Austin in Gatlinburg, Caitlin Walsh taking a look at those road conditions that have gotten a little worse as the morning has gone on, and our Grayson Thatcher out on Kingston Pike. We're going to check in with all of them as we get on this Saturday morning. But first, Kyle, we were talking about real different as the sun's starting to crest come up here on this Saturday morning.
Yeah, we're going to see exactly what Mother Nature has done for us overnight. Waking up, share those pictures in your First Alert weather app so we can see, and that's our way to communicate with you during these type of events, kind of verifying maybe what has been forecasted. And we may overperform just a little bit with this modeling. We were looking at some pretty high totals that we were kind of like, man, is that really going to happen? And it looks like we're getting very close to that. Just had a report out of Pittman Center approaching 9 inches out there. So we are starting to see some of those snowfall accumulations pile up. We'll have a couple of drifts, I think, from some of the wind that we had during the overnight hours. So it seems like this, for sure, you get closer, you see how we have some of those snow drifts that have piled up. Looking at the live radar for us this morning, still over Sevier County, that blue indicating some of the heavier, more moderate snow that is falling. I don't say snow a lot, right? Yep, we're looking at the snow that's falling through parts of the area, even in the eastern half of Knox County over to Maryville and Alcoa. This is going to last for the next little while and still be light off to the east and light off to the west and north as well. So you see here, it's kind of spinning around. We'll keep this with us for the next couple of hours as we go forward, picking up at least another 1 to 2 inches in Knox County and another 3 to 5 as you get closer to the Smoky Mountains where Jared Austin is.
Kyle, thank you very much. We do want to give you a live look at Sevier County out there, the winter wonderland covered in snow. Our Jared Austin live for us in Gatlinburg, starting to see more cars behind you there on the parkway. Jared, we did hear the city of Sevierville say that every 30 to 45 minutes, the street they just plowed is now getting snow behind it. What are you seeing there in Gatlinburg?
Yeah, we saw plows out here early this morning, right as we came on at 6 o'clock, and we haven't seen one in a little bit. It's getting a little bit hairier out here, I should say, just because you're having some more snowfall here. You can probably see it on my shoulders as well, but I'm just going to step off camera just so you can see the parkway a little bit. You can see those cars going on the road, trying to take it as slow as possible. It's still a little bit dicey out here, but we also want to show you what it looked like earlier. Let's get to some video and just show you all the snow that is coming down here in Gatlinburg. And if you like wintertime, if you like those Hallmark movies at Christmas where you see that beautiful snowfall, that is what we're getting here in downtown Gatlinburg. Again, we have seen plows out here trying to clear up streets. We've seen TDOT out here. We've seen the National Park Service out here. But it's just one of those things that it's just really, really tough to monitor it all. We actually have a plow coming by me right now. That's not down quite a bit there, I should say, but they are monitoring it. We've also seen Gatlinburg police out here just checking in on all the things out here. But this snow was continuing to fall. It started falling late last night right before I went to bed. Still falling this morning. It has lightened up just a touch, but we expect it to continue to come down here in Gatlinburg. So if you love it, good place to be is downtown Gatlinburg, right here in a mountain town with this snow coming down, Harry.
Jared, I can see it now. Big city girl comes to town. Small town reporter there on the scene in the snow. It's a Hallmark movie. This is the start of it right now, Jared. All right.
This is a Hallmark movie, Harry. You know, I don't watch too many of them, but it is definitely a Hallmark movie type thing.
All right. There you go. Reporting live in Gatlinburg, a Hallmark scene there, live on the set. Jared Austin. Jared, thank you very much. All right, looks beautiful up there, but it is treacherous on the roads all across East Tennessee. Take a look at this right here, 640 at Broadway. It looked a lot better when we came into work around 3, 4 o'clock this morning. More snow has started to fall, cars kind of churning it up a little bit. Our Caitlin Walsh has been out and about driving on our roads and interstates in West Knox County. Caitlin, what are you seeing so far? How have the roads changed since you first got out there this morning?
Hey, Harry. Yeah, so like Jared was saying, about Sevier, it looks like a Hallmark movie with all that snow falling. right over here on the interstates, it does not look like that at all anymore. Everyone's been driving through the snow. So we've got a lot of that buildup, cars going over it through tracks. So it's kind of dirty snow at the moment. But TDOT, Mark Nagy from TDOT, they want to let you know just to be safe on the roads today if you're going to be driving on them. They've had crews out here since yesterday getting the roads ready. Their crews are all around making sure that the roads are ready for you and your family. And then with the treatment they got last week from the storm that we had, they didn't need any more pre-treatment. That's what Mark Nagy said from TDOT. So the roads were already treated. They have crews out here helping. And then, if you see any accidents or you need assistance, you're going to dial star 847. That's the Highway Patrol. If you need to report anything, that way that you can get some help. But right now, we're just driving through the interstate, just seeing what we can see, and we will let you know what we see more. We're going to try to go to South Knox next. So back to you, Harry.
All right, Caitlin and Ricky, our photographer there behind the wheel. Y'all be safe. Thanks for being out and about, checking on those conditions for us. And another reminder this morning. Those freezing temperatures, make sure your home is ready. You still have time to do this as the cold is still sticking around. Make sure that water's on a trickle when we're in these freezing temps. Open the cabinet doors under your sink. Help with airflow. Get some of that warm air on the pipes. And make sure you have proper insulation. If you don't now, something to think about once we get to summer. A lot of you have been sending us pictures of the snow all across East Tennessee. This is a view in Kodak from Valerie Walker. Thank you, Valerie. Jamie Alford sending us a photo from Pigeon Forge. We've been seeing photos from Sevier County all day long. Has gotten so many good ones. You can scan the QR code on your screen. Another photo from Steve Colmer in Rutledge. If you've got any pics, take out your phone, scan that QR code on your screen. You can send those right to us. We'll show your photos on air and on our social media pages as well. And as the winter weather hits, make sure you also got that WVLT News app. Everything you need to know, school closures, supplies, power outage maps, and more. It's all inside the app for you, free to download. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Another look outside and your forecast on this snowy Saturday.
Okay, see you tomorrow at 12. I can't hear clearly on the phone anymore.
Let me show you something that will change your life. This is a clear captions phone. It allows me to read what a caller is saying.
Really?
You can
You can see it's coming at us diagonally right now, and it's definitely getting colder the longer that we're out here. Now, if you are waking up this morning and you have to head out, something you really want to make sure you do is fully wipe off your car. You're seeing how this snow, it's easy to wipe off, but you really want to make sure you get all of it off, because if it's not completely cleared off of your hood, it could become a hazard when you're driving to your own windshield. And also clear off your roof. If your roof isn't clear, then it's going to be a hazard to anyone driving behind you. Now, we just heard from KPD that crews are out clearing the roads, and the main roads are considered passable, slick in a few spots. But the main issue you're going to have are any roads that might be considered secondary roads. You can kind of see right here where these tire tracks are. It's not safe. It's not completely clear, so you're going to slide around on any roads like this. So if you can help it, what everyone's really encouraging is just stay home right now and stay safe, just to keep out of this weather. You can go sledding down in your yard, but that's pretty much all you really want to do today.
All right, Grayson, thank you so much. Be warm out there. All right, let's get another look of your first alert forecast on this Saturday morning. Meteorologist Kyle Granger.
And the weather day does continue as those snowfall totals continue to pile up here. I told you yesterday we're going to wake up this morning with a blanket of snow on the ground, and measurable snow at that. Most of you are sending me those pictures, getting anywhere between 6 to 9 inches the closer to the Smoky Mountains you get. And it's not too shabby where we're at on the west side of Knoxville either. Looking at Alcoa, this is Rosetta from this morning. You can see looking off her porch. The grass, the sidewalks, the driveways, all covered with that blanket of snow. Had about 3 inches when I stepped outside this morning, and no doubt we've continued to see that snow over the past couple of hours. Maybe kind of a little overperforming, if you will, of what the model outputs were showing for us. So verifying for sure that we all had the snow. Now, how much are we going to get in East Tennessee? This snowfall total will continue to pile up with this moderate to heavy snow in the parts of Sevier County. Zooming on in closer into Knox, we get into the Burlington area, about 0.02 of an inch per hour. A little lower now, maybe if you don't want quite as much over in Kimberlin Heights. Looking at Milliken Grove into Sevier County, still looking at that 2 to 1/100th of an inch per hour. But you know what? Those snowflakes are on the bigger side, so that's why it eventually piles up into that measurable snowfall that you see here. And that light to moderate snow dancing all around us and into western North Carolina. We're all going to be dealing with this throughout this little semi-region that we have here. Now, by 2:30, we crunch the snow closer into Sevier County, Blunt over into Cock. And it continues to crunch closer to the Smoky Mountains, but that's why you're seeing some higher numbers by the modeling from Gatlinburg over into Hartford and Cosby that will continue to pile up here. And it may be a while before the Great Smoky Mountains National Park can get Newfound Gap Road open, which many people use to get to and from the two cities there in the national park. By tomorrow morning, I think we have a few flurries still around parts of Sevier and Cock counties, but it's not quite like it was today. Now, future snowfall. This is from where we are right now over into, say, to tomorrow when we're measuring this for the final time. Another 2 inches from Rutledge to Knoxville, according to this solution. Another 3 to 4 in Townsend, 5 to 6 in Hartford, and 2 to 3 from Dandridge over into Greenville. We've got some impressive snowfall still to come. Of course, a closer inspection into the Smoky Mountains. You see here right over the mountain peaks. That's where we have that measurable snow that's getting into the feet category, with another 4 to come in Greenville, 6 in Hartford, the same closer to 7 in Gatlinburg. There's Jones Cove sandwiched in between, maybe another 5 inches. That's on top of what is already on the ground. And it's going to be cold, so we're not going to melt this away very quickly here. Tomorrow morning, out the door for church. If you can have church tomorrow, it's going to be cold. Maybe online services would be my recommendation there for you. Sunday afternoon, not warming up much, and then we go into the rest of the week with some warmer days, but not as warm as maybe some of us would like for it to be. You see here 18 this morning, 40% coverage for the 11 o'clock hour, continuing overnight tonight with those cold temperatures, single digits to wake up to. Feeling like below zero across the board here on your Sunday morning and afternoon. There's the rain chances that return for next week. And of course, looking to melt some of this away by the time we get into next weekend.
All right, Kyle, thank you very much. We do want to get a look at how your roads are looking in your first alert traffic on this Saturday. Take a look, 640 at Western Avenue. We just had a big accident here. It has since been cleaned, but take a look. I mean, cars are running pretty close to each other here. Some cars have looked to have better traction than others, but once again, there was an accident here. People following fast and close to each other don't want to do that. Alcoa Highway at the airport exit. Flights, most of them are still on time this morning. Alcoa Highway south of Topside Road. Take a look at the scenes over here. I-40 at Paper Mill. Little better over here, but you can still see the slush in the lanes of the interstate. Take it slow. If you have to be out today, please just take it slow. And more in traffic. Part of downtown Knoxville closed for at least a week due to a sinkhole. Officials say the closure's on Market Street between Clinch and Union Avenue. Take a look at the map on your screen right now. The city and KUB working to fix the problem. We'll let you know as soon as that reopens, but until then you need to find an alternate route. And you've heard this a lot this winter. Newfound Gap Road in the Smokies closed due to the weather. Several other roads in the park are closed as well. The visitor center there in the Smokies closed today as well. And we now know that what comes after the snow, potholes. TDOT is addressing road damage caused by the winter weather, patching potholes over the next few weeks once the snow goes away. Permanent repairs will come in spring and early summer. You should expect short-term delays while road work is going on. If you see crews, give them some space and slow down. All right, stay with us. We'll be right back. Look at the red pandas out enjoying the snow. They love it over at Zoo Knoxville. Maybe your kids are getting out to do the same. We'll be right back here on WVLT News this morning.
More. I couldn't do as much exercise, or it was just like breathing heavier. My throat would feel like it was closing up. After my treatment, I feel like I can exercise more.
Whenever the temps get dangerously cold. It's because people are doing what they can to keep their homes warm, but the elements can make their jobs even more dangerous. Our Sade Ray explains.
The rumble of the engine as crews prepare to head out to a call, letting people know fire crews are on the way. But with this cold, they're not just fighting the fire, but also freezing temperatures.
We have pumps that freeze a lot of times, or even if it's cold enough out, you can have your hose freeze. and it can get pretty scary.
Lieutenant Gabriel Crawley says his crew at the Pittman Center Volunteer Fire Department also struggle with their fire engines on small roads in Sevier County.
Trying to get to access some of these houses, they're pretty far off the road and they're covered in snow and ice, and it gets pretty difficult.
But he's not the only one facing icy challenges.
You know, we have slip strips and falls hazards. It's increased because we're spraying, you know, hundreds of gallons of water within 5 minutes, and it just creates an ice rink.
Chief Derek Lehman with the White Pine Volunteer Fire Department says it's a problem every fire department faces in extreme cold weather. He shared photos of equipment freezing during a fire early Thursday morning, but Lehman says working together helps lower the risk of getting hurt.
Typically about probably 5 to 6 fire departments this time of year that will respond to one house fire just because of the manpower, the water, and things like that. So we always try to call for extra help even before we get to the call because we don't know what we're going to encounter.
It's our Sade Ray reporting. Crews say you should keep space heaters at least 3 feet away from anything flammable. Make sure you have working smoke and those carbon monoxide detectors as well.
Across the area thanks to this winter storm that moves through. You see downtown Knoxville right now. Looking down doesn't look all that bad, but you see here where the grays and the darker grays have been filling in through the course of the morning. Some of this blowing snow just makes it a little more difficult not only to drive but to see as well. Look at this. We still have this moderate to light snowfall continuing for Knox, Cocke, Sevier, and Blount counties. Jefferson County sandwiched in there as well. It will continue for the next little while, and the snowfall totals will pile up here. We expect at least another 2 to 3 inches all across the board by the time all is said and done. If you're to the east of Knoxville, if you're west of Knoxville, you're pretty much saying goodbye to all of this at this point. 16 right now in Knoxville. That wind out of the northwest at 10, that dew point at 13, of course, making it feel even colder. We've been talking about the potential for delays today. We should see some improvements tomorrow out of McGee Tyson.
All right, Kyle, thank you very much. Well, more weather-related deaths confirmed in Tennessee after last week's winter storm. The state says 21 people have died. They've confirmed at least one of those in Knox County. There have been 6 in Shelby County, 3 in Davidson. TEMA still says the focus is on restoring power. And here's a live look. Around 59,000 people still without power right now. A majority of those in the Nashville area, Davidson County, Williamson County. They've been dealing with this for about a week. And TEMA is also warning you about scam messages. They say several Tennesseans are getting calls, texts, emails claiming to be from TBI. Neither TEMA nor TBI will ever call you to ask for money. If you get one of these messages, please report it to TBI. That number's there on your screen and inside your WVLT News app. And with the cold weather, warming centers across the region are open if you need a place to go. Church Street United Methodist on Henley Street and Eternal Life Harvest Center on Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue, both open tonight and tomorrow. Oak Ridge Unitarian Universalist Church on Oak Ridge Turnpike, open through February 2nd. And the Relaunch Center, open every night through the end of next month, regardless of the temps. You can find a full list of those centers inside your WVLT News app. And people in Middle Tennessee still reeling from last week's storm. Thousands in the dark. A Nashville church helping families take their minds off the historic weather. Our Lindsay Stenger reports.
Freezing temperatures and power outages continue to plague the Nashville area this weekend. Nashville First Baptist Church has become a beacon of community and warmth for dozens of families. Senior pastor Thomas West, who also lost power in the historic ice storm, realized many were struggling. His congregation quickly opened its doors, welcoming parents and children seeking shelter from the cold.
We have an opportunity to open up our doors and to be a good neighbor, and we're trying to do that. So hope people see a congregation that cares for its city and wants to open its doors as it's already opened its heart for people to be able to come through.
They have offered kids games and activities, food, and free Wi-Fi. Pastor West says the church will remain open for the rest of the weekend and will continue to monitor conditions throughout next week. Reporting in Nashville, Lindsay Stenger, WVLT News.
This annual event features multiple dealers, celebrity seminars. Meet Kevin and Patrice of RV There Yet. Even Spider-Man will be there. Friday, February 6th through Sunday the 8th at the Knoxville Expo Center. RVSupershows.com.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. I am quite aware of the dangers being on the road. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. These families' lives will be changed in an instant. We fight for these families as if they were our own. We've become America's largest injury law firm by winning cases just like these. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Have drafty windows? Just a small gap is like a 12-inch hole in your house for every window.
Upgrading to energy-efficient windows is more affordable with Champion's Buy Two, Get Two free sale. Call 888-4CHAMPION or schedule online today.
At Gray Digital Media, we develop the right message to grab attention and drive leads with custom strategies designed to grow your brand across the streaming apps you know best.
WVLT Plus inside your WVLT News app on our live stream, social media pages. News continues at 8 o'clock.
That's my typical route. I saw a lot of crews out there working, so not terrible, but I have four-wheel drive.
There you go. Getting right in. We do have crews all across the region checking in on this first alert weather day. Our Jared Austin in Gatlinburg, Caitlin Walsh out checking and looking on the roads for us, and our Grayson Thatcher outside the station here in West Knoxville on Kingston Pike.
But to get everything started, let's get right to your first alert forecast with meteorologist Kyle Granger on this first alert weather day. Kyle, what do we need to know as
we're over here?
Yeah, we're over here. Kyle, what do we need to know? Obviously, that snow continuing to fall out there this morning.
It's going to be continuing here for the next little while, especially if you're in Sevier County and Cock County. We expected this bit to be a longer lasting event for you all, but what I was expecting is maybe Knox County to have already started to see some relief here. But you see, we're back to some of those blues, so we're still looking at an overperforming storm than what maybe some of the modeling had indicated. You see here from the radar and cloud track, if you're north and west of Knoxville, Wartburg, Jamestown, if you get a few flurries, that's about all we're looking at for you all right now. Now here's the live radar. Here's the closer inspection in on what's going on. I'll take you down where it continues to snow quite heavily in downtown Knoxville. This extends down the Chapman Highway near Vestal, South Knoxville. We get into Seymour, Boyd's Creek over in Sevier County, back to Kodak, up to Strawberry Plains. You see the blues. That's where we have some of the heavier bands. It lightens up a little bit on your drive into Sevierville this morning, but then you get back out towards Alder Branch, Maples Branch, and over into the Allensville area. That's where we got some heavier rain or snowfall. I keep wanting to say rain this morning. I'm so used to a rain event and not a snow event. Hardin Valley over to Concord Park. You're back to a moderate snowfall for you all, as well as an Oak Ridge. That live scan comes through and shows us that it is lighter. So it was just a little burst of snowfall there. Off to the northeast, here we go to Morristown, White Pine, over into Briar Thicket and Mohawk. You're seeing light to moderate snowfall. In the broader perspective, it really is Knoxville and off to the east through western North Carolina. Does look like Charlotte's already starting to see some of the impacts, and this big storm will impact coastal regions of the Carolinas as we go forward through the course of the day today. So always the question is how much more is to come? The time clock on this started at 7 o'clock. We're going to add another 4 inches in Townsend, close to 5 in Hartford, and we'll time that out for you in just a few minutes.
All right, Kyle, thank you very much. A lot going on in that first alert forecast. There's a live look out at Zoo Knoxville on your left, but our Jared Austin has been there for a while now, Olivia.
Yeah, Jared is in Sevier County this morning. Jared, just saw a car pass behind you. How are you doing out there? Hope you're staying warm.
It's quite cold out here. I'm not going to lie. You stand out here for a couple hours with not a lot of things open, you're going to get a little chilly. But I do want to let folks know that if you do not have four-wheel drive, it is probably not a good idea to drive in downtown Gatlinburg. Reason why, I'm just going to point right here. There was a Mustang that was right here. Made it to pretty much this corner. Had to go all the way back down the hill just because the tires kept spinning. Could not get anywhere. But we have seen a Gatlinburg City crew out here trying to plow roads. Earlier this morning, we saw the National Park Service and TDOT clearing roads, but it's been a little bit. We've had a consistent snowfall here for the last couple hours, so what they did a couple hours ago, not really being seen here. You can see maybe a little bit of the road, but it is still very slick out here. You got more cars. Actually, there's Gatlinburg police right there. They're monitoring things, just trying to make sure folks are staying safe. If anybody gets stuck, I'm surely willing to help out. We've seen a lot of people walking around here as well. Talked to a couple of folks. They're like, yes, we were expecting snow. A couple was from Mississippi. They said they were not expecting this much snow, though. Just saw Gatlinburg crews out here just plowing this side street here. Got some people walking off in the distance. Walgreens, they are open. They actually just shovel, I should say, some of their pavement just so folks could get in. But guys, it's a perfect day to just stay inside. If you want to go on a little bit of a walk, just bundle up if you're going to do that. But if you can stay maybe by the fireplace, good idea to do that to get warm. I know I'm going to try to do that here in just a couple minutes, guys.
All right, Jared, you definitely need to get back inside, get some of that snow, dust your shoulders off, and we'll see you back outside here in about 30 minutes. Thank you, sir. All right, take a look at this. 40 at Hall of Fame Drive. It looks to be a tractor trailer. I don't see the cab of this. I just see the back, the trailer of it. We do have, looks up here, a TDOT help truck there. We got a lot of slick roads out there. Even though they salted, brined, it's getting dangerous out there. Our Caitlin Walsh has been keeping an eye on the roads this morning. Caitlin, last we talked, obviously the amount of traffic has picked up since we last talked to you. What are you seeing out on our roads and interstates this morning?
Hi, good morning. And yeah, hey, Olivia, hey, Harry. The roads right now on the interstate have a lot of traffic. We just got off of there. We're driving through downtown and South Knoxville area at the moment, but interstate had a lot of people this morning. And then also we saw a lot of cars driving by, their tires also spinning. Again, didn't have that four-wheel drive like Jared was talking about over there in Gatlinburg. But we also saw a state trooper. He was pulling over, taking a picture of what the roads were looking like. And it's a lot of slush. That's what we got going on the roads right now. And then over here in South Knoxville and downtown, a lot of the roads are untouched, it seems, for the most part, especially in South Knoxville. No one's really driving through this area. No slush is building up at the moment, but it's also kind of concerning because it makes you feel like you're going to slide a little bit with no one driving through on that road, giving it some traction and tread. That's why the city of Knoxville just wants to remind people, check your cars before leaving and going out. Make sure you got everything you need and make sure you are safe. Be careful. The roads are kind of scary right now. You just want to be careful and cautious. And back to you guys at the desk.
Yeah, Caitlin, we're already starting to see some of those issues with the jackknife tractor trailer on Hall of Fame Drive.
Yeah.
A reminder, I know you said that you saw a THP trooper. If you do find yourself in a bad situation, you can always call Star THP. But it is going to be best as this snow continues to fall across the region. Just stay home if possible. Caitlin, be careful out there. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Caitlin. Well, Knoxville and Knox County are working together, of course. The Emergency Operations Center open and activated, bringing first responders and agencies across the county together.
Director for the Knox County Emergency Management Agency, Colin Ickes, says last weekend's winter weather gave everyone a head start to prepare. He says roads were brined Thursday and Friday, and the Emergency Operations Center will be activated as long as there is a need. He says the center allows for first responders to work together faster when they get calls for help. Now, right now, they're keeping their eyes on travel impacts, poor road conditions. We're seeing that with Caitlin out there on the road, some of the issues that we've already had this morning. Also, as the snow continues to accumulate throughout the morning. But fire risk, also a problem during this bitter cold.
Yeah, they say it looks like it's the dry snow, which is a good thing compared to any wet, heavy snow that can damage power lines and trees. They say they're watching what happens to this after it falls with the freezing temps lasting through the weekend. They're staying on top of it.
That's maybe, frankly, one of the worst case scenarios for us. The initial snow, might be a light snow, a powdery snow, but then when it begins to melt and some of the very cold overnight temperatures the next couple of nights could certainly cause it to refreeze.
Always says this all depends on the amount of snow, how much we get over the weekend. It's still piling up, something the Emergency Operations Center is keeping an eye on as well. We also learned the city of Morristown and Cott County EMA have activated their own emergency plan. That means they're only responding to major emergency calls.
All right, we also have our Grayson Thatcher in this morning. Let's check in with her. You are right outside the WVLT studio this morning, Grayson. That snow continuing to fall. What you got for us?
All right. Yeah, we're definitely out here. It helps if you are going to come outside, be next to a building. That way the snowflakes, when they're coming around, it's not going to be hitting you straight in the face. It has a little bit more wind for you, a little bit easier to be out here instead of getting you right in the eyes. Now, again, this snow, very powdery when you're out here. You can see it blows right away. Now, a lot of us might not have a snow shovel, especially not a snow blower. Now, we actually have crews out here at the station right now, and they just came out with a leaf blower. And the snow, since it's so fluffy, they just blew it all right away. Now, again, if you are going to go outside, you want to make sure you clear off your driveway, clear off your car as well, just to any potential safety hazards when you have to go out on the roads. That being said, the Knoxville Police Department did share that the roads are slick, especially those secondary roads. The main roads are considered passable at this point, but again, they're slick, so you want to be safe if you have to go out, but otherwise try and stay home and enjoy a little bit of the winter wonderland snow day.
Yeah, Grayson, you got to come in, shake your hat off, get your jacket all, get all that little dust off you there. Grayson, thank you so much. Well, Knox County Mayor Glenn Jacobs laying out the county's plan for snow and ice. He says crews started brining the roads yesterday. The county does maintain over 2,000 miles of road. Response efforts are tough. It can be difficult with that much road to cover.
As much as I wish we could know what Mother Nature is going to do ahead of time, we don't. So we make the best decision based on the information that we have at that particular time.
And as the winter weather continues, we do have a toolkit available for you inside your WVLT News app in the As Seen On section. Scan the QR code on your screen now to download it. Dozens of resources, warming centers, school closures, supplies, power outage maps, and more.
And a lot of you all already up this morning, hard at work as well. You've already sent us a lot of pictures and videos of this winter weather.
Yeah, take a look. To South Clinton we go. Look at this winter wonderland. Crews reported about 2 inches as a neighborhood street you can see covered in just about a half hour ago.
Yeah, I think seeing these pictures, especially the neighborhood here, this is a lot like what my neighborhood looked like this morning. They are covered, so good reminder there. You just have to be careful.
Yeah, this looks like Iceland or something in the like an Arctic station or something like that.
Yeah, this is from Tamara McConnell, who sent us a picture from Granger County this morning. This is what it looked like at Cherokee Lake in Bean Station. Not quite Iceland, but
No.
close enough.
Quiet and calm there. And take a look at this. Is that snow fallen in McCreary County, Kentucky? Tanya Vaughn sent us this.
And if you have any pictures or videos that you would like to share, we want to see them. And take out your phone. You can scan that QR code on your screen. It's going to take you to a link to submit them. Whatever you got, your pups in the snow, animals, kids.
We want to see it all.
Whatever you see. Yeah, makes us happy. We like to share them as well.
All right, snow falling around East Tennessee. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Another look at your first alert forecast. We thought this was the X Games.
This
but
is
no,
wild.
No, that's Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. We'll be right back.
Of Tennessee. We're a Tennessee company who's called this state home for over 75 years. And that means we're truly your local insurance company, here to help you protect
Newsroom. McGee Tyson Airport announcing they are closing the runways until noon. They've delayed 5 flights already this morning. Harry, I know you've been following all that's going on there, but closed officially until noon right now.
Yeah, a lot of accumulating snow on the runways there. They're trying to get it cleaned up as fast as they can. Of course, safety the top priority at McGee Tyson Airport. Few flights actually got out of Knoxville this morning, but like you heard Olivia say, McGee Tyson Airport closed until noon Eastern. We'll keep you updated with any updates that come from that, if it's either any earlier, any later than that. But McGee Tyson Airport closed down right now.
To come in from, while you're looking over there, you can look over there and see that picture from West Knoxville and what Deb sent into us here for the morning hours. Our weather vols have been working for us overtime over the last little while. And of course, we appreciate all of them sharing those pictures with us. Now we'll look at what's going on in terms of that radar and cloud track you see here. There I am. I was over here at the big green wall, and we're looking at the moderate snowfall continuing from Knoxville to Maryville over to Gatlinburg, parts of Kodak, into Jefferson County, Jefferson City, Dandridge, over to White Pine, Newport, out near Parentsville. You've got some pretty decent snowfall that continues to accumulate, and I've seen those pictures with the measurements into the ground. And yes, we've got 8 to 9 inches across the board here from Gatlinburg up into Newport and parts of Cobb County. We'll continue to see measurable snowfall accumulate here for the next little while. I think right from Gatlinburg to Pittman Center into Hartford, it may not end there at least until 8 o'clock tonight. So again, snowfall across the area expected to continue.
All right, Kyle, thank you. Keeping an eye on the roads for you this morning. Taking a live look right now at Hall of Fame Drive. We did have a jackknife tractor trailer in the westbound lanes there earlier. Starting to see those issues out there on the road. So please make sure that you're staying home if you can today. You can see it does look like we have a crew out there working to get that removed. This is in the westbound lanes at I-40 at Hall of Fame Drive. I want to take another look 640 west of downtown. Another issue that we had, or another area that we had an issue earlier this morning. I am noticing some slowdowns in the westbound lanes. Looks like cars are struggling to merge onto I-40 west right now. Don't have any reports of anything going on in that area, but it looks like cars almost stopped on that entry ramp to I-40. So we're going to continue to keep an eye on the roads. I mean, this is just a little further east. This is at Western Avenue on 640 right now. Cars are moving through, but I've seen crews out there working all morning long. TDOT crews, I passed them on the way in. They were trying to clear those roads, but as the snow continues to fall, you're seeing it's continuing to lay. And obviously, crews are worried about this. So just please be careful as you head out the door. Don't want to see any major issues. It's best to just stay safe and stay home.
Yeah, and Olivia, I'd say the visibility has deteriorated since we first went on at about 4 o'clock this morning.
You could kind of tell a little better here. It looks like it could be very hard to see at Western Avenue right now.
All right, Olivia, thank you very much. And another traffic alert. You've heard this a lot this winter. Newfound Gap Road in the Smokies closed due to the weather. Several other roads in the park, of course, closed as well.
And we also know what comes after the snow. Potholes. TDOT says they are addressing road damage caused by the winter weather. I've already received several reports of you all with some potholes that are simply driving you crazy out there on the road. So the next few weeks, they are working on getting some of those repaired. Also permanent repairs happening in the spring and early summer. It's hard to make permanent repairs while it's still cold and they continue to pop up. So you should expect some short-term delays while road work is going on. If you do see crews, slow down and give them space. A lot of them out there working to get those potholes patched, especially right after this weather starts to move out of our area.
And firefighters get dozens of calls whenever the temps get dangerously cold like right now. It's because people are doing what they can, anything they can, to keep their homes warm.
But the elements can make their job even more dangerous. Our Sade Ray explains.
The rumble of the engine as crews prepare to head out to a call, letting people know fire crews are on the way. But with this cold, they're not just fighting the fire, but also freezing temperatures.
We have pumps that freeze a lot of times, or even if it's cold enough out, you can have your hose freeze. and it can get pretty scary.
Lieutenant Gabriel Crawley says his crew at the Pittman Center Volunteer Fire Department also struggle with their fire engines on small roads in Sevier County.
Trying to get to access some of these houses, they're pretty far off the road and they're covered in snow and ice, and it gets pretty difficult.
But he's not the only one facing icy challenges.
You know, we have slip strips and falls hazards. It's increased because we're spraying, hundreds of gallons of water within 5 minutes, and it just creates an ice shrink.
Chief Derek Lehman with the White Pine Volunteer Fire Department says it's a problem every fire department faces in extreme cold weather. He shared photos of equipment freezing during a fire early Thursday morning, but Lehman says working together helps lower the risk of getting hurt.
Typically about probably 5 to 6 fire departments this time of year that will respond to one house fire just because of the manpower, the water, and things like that. So we always try to call for extra help even before we get to the call because we don't know what we're going to encounter.
That was our Sade Ray reporting. Crews say you should keep space heaters at least 3 feet away from anything flammable. Also make sure you have a working smoke and carbon monoxide detectors.
It is 8:25, a snowy Saturday all across East Tennessee.
So
a live
beautiful.
look, not Denver, Colorado. No, this is Knoxville, Tennessee. Looking beautiful out there. You're watching WVLT News Plus. We'll be right back.
Now turn any good morning into a great one.
Unfortunately, the snow is going to continue here for several more hours. Look at this picture from Deb in West Knoxville. You see the blanket of snow across the backyard there. You see how it kind of terraced down on the different platforms there. Most of you waking up just like that this morning. If you're in Cumberland County, Jamestown, up to Wartburg, maybe Oneida, you don't have as much to talk about this morning. But from Knoxville off to the east, just as we've been talking about the past couple of days, really right along Interstate 75 seems to be the cutoff point for us. That's where we've had that more heavier to moderate snowfall pretty much all night long. When I went to bed, it was just kind of starting, then woke up in the middle of the night, had a blanket over the grassy surfaces and then all over the driveway and the roadways by the time I woke up this morning. And no doubt that's what you all are seeing. I drove on Chapman Highway around 4 o'clock this morning, and yes, we had a snow-covered roadway there. And no doubt the snow continues to fall down. It still comes down in pretty considerable rates here. As just as quickly as they get a roadway cleared, they're having to come right back along and plow it again. So that's what the road crews are dealing with. A closer inspection will see what our numbers are right now. Still about 2/100 of an inch rate for the precipitation, but nonetheless, you've got those snowflakes that are a little bit bigger, and that's where we start to see it piling up in different locations. And that's the case back over into Sevier County as well. So we'll continue to see see this rotate right on through. Once we see that area of low pressure near the Carolinas start to move a little bit north and away, that's when we'll start to see things improve. Until then, we're just still going to have that moisture that's training right on through the area, just like we see here 2:30 in the afternoon. Still a good sizable snowfall for Sevier County. It shrinks a little bit closer to the Smoky Mountains right on to 8:30. I think overnight we'll have a few flurries flying around in places. Now, still to come. This is still to come now from this point forward into the rest of tonight, and I even went into tomorrow morning as well. Another 2 inches in Knoxville, 1 1/3 inches in Clinton, a dusting from Crossville to Oneida, 2.5 in Dandridge to 5 in Hartford, and about 3 more inches to go in Greene County. Closer into the mountains, look at this. North Carolina side, another 3 inches. If you're in Gatlinburg to Jones Cove, over to Hartford, back in Sevier County and Cocke County, you're looking at another 6 to 4 inches across the area. So we've still got some pretty sizable snowfalls to go. After that, it's all about the cold air that settles in. So this is midnight tonight, waking up tomorrow morning, single digits to below 0 of what it feels like across the board. So I think a lot of church services may either cancel or go to online services. If you do get out and about, because maybe you can still travel in places like Oneida, look at this. It's just going to be miserably cold at 14, 12 for Crossville up to Jamestown. So the cold air will be the issue once all of this is said and done, because this is when we start having issues with those pipes. So extended forecast only getting up to about 26 for that high on Sunday. Winds still stir, keeping it feel cold into the single digits and teens. Monday, wow, we get a little bit better at 38. And how about the rain returns for us on Tuesday into the mid-40s, staying with us Tuesday into Wednesday and through next week. Afternoon highs in the 40s, overnight lows still at the freezing mark or below. We'll get through today with the snowfall that continues to come down. I'm looking at the cameras from Knoxville to Gatlinburg. Gatlinburg's kind of hard to see right now thanks to that snow, kind of a blinding snow. So if we had the time, let me just pop this up for you so you can see what's going on up at Ober Mountain. This is what I was saying earlier if you were joining us during the news. It gets a little blinding at times when you got that snow blowing around, so hard to see off in front of you, and of course pretty nasty on the roadways as well.
Live look at Zoo Knoxville right now. Do we see Kiana, the three-legged red panda? She was out there earlier having a little snack in the snow. We'll be right back here on WVLT News. It's a Plus, all right, on Saturdays, we usually like to tell you about all the fun stuff to do in East Tennessee.
But because of the winter storm, we are seeing a lot of things either canceled or rescheduled. So let's talk about it. Tennessee Special Olympics Winter Games canceled this year. Special Olympics Tennessee making this announcement Friday. The event was rescheduled to this weekend in Gatlinburg because of last week's winter storm. Special Olympics Tennessee tells us they do look forward to bringing back the games next year.
And Dollywood postponing another hiring event. It was originally scheduled for today at Jefferson County High School. It will now happen Saturday, February 28th at Jefferson County High School. So we'll keep you updated when we get more information.
That game between Tennessee and Ole Miss being rescheduled. It was originally set for Monday. It is now set for February 17th at 7 o'clock Eastern Time in Oxford. Now, this game will give Tennessee 4 games over an 8-day span. Oh. Wow. Now rank 6 ranked matchups for the Lady Vols as we enter February.
Yeah, we heard Coach Caldwell talk about it. Doesn't get any easier in the SEC, that's for sure. Speaking of the men, real quick, Olivia, the Tennessee basketball team tweeting game day at 8:30 tonight. They tweeted that about 30 minutes ago, so as far as we know,
that game's still on.
The game between Tennessee and Auburn tonight at Food City Center still rolling. Few school districts, though, already announcing they'll be closed Monday. Lenore City, Loudoun County, Roane County, all canceling classes. More schools could close as well.
A lot of places closed right now. You can stay up to date on everything that has been canceled or rescheduled this week. This weekend, inside your WVLT News app, we'll have more news and weather coming right up.
.38 on this Saturday. We're glad you're here on WVLT News this morning as that sun's coming down across East Tennessee.
Yeah, that's right. I'm Olivia Calfee. We are glad you're here with meteorologist Kyle Granger. Y'all have been working hard following all of this for you. We also have crews all across the region on this First Alert Weather Day.
Now, Jared Austin out in Gatlinburg. Caitlin Walsh, there you see, keeping her eyes on the roads right there. Our Grayson Thatcher outside our station right now, staying warm out there on this cold Saturday.
So let's get right to our First Alert forecast with meteorologist Kyle Granger. Kyle, obviously y'all have been following this snow continuing to fall overnight.
I've got one of the pictures behind this. It may be difficult to see for the viewers at home right now, but nonetheless, we do have this snowfall all across the area. We're getting pictures just like this from our First Alert Weather Vols Facebook group and in our First Alert Weather app. So continue to share that with us, and we'll share as many as we can. It may be more than we can share. We may not get to yours, but we're going to do our best to get through some of these over the next little while, if not sharing here, but on Facebook and all through our newscasts and things later on today. This is Kenneth Latchard from Whitesburg. You see here that flag is flying. That shows you we've had the winds going through, and of course that blanket of snow that's on the ground. Look from Knoxville off to East Knox County, Sevier County, Blount, Jefferson, Newport over in Cobb County. You're all still dealing with this moderate rainfall. I kept saying rainfall, snowfall that continues right now. You see here going into the areas, a closer inspection showing you Knoxville to Maryville, and that's why they've had to close the airport this morning, because they are not able to keep up with it. We heard from Sevier County earlier that the minute they wiped a roadway clear, it took only 30 minutes to get it covered back over with snow. And these snowfall rates, I think, are going to continue for another 2 to 3 hours or so. And as that happens, it'll continue to be a problematic on the roadways. I think if you're in Hardin Valley to Paw Paw Plains up to Oak Ridge, it's just going to get lighter here over the next couple of hours, but you still have opportunities if you want more snow in your neighborhood for it to accumulate there. Some of the heavier stuff around Cherokee Lake to Jefferson City into White Pine over to Morristown. The radar is kind of obscuring maybe what's happening there, but I think we've got some pretty heavy to moderate snowfall happening, and for much of the eastern half of the region, which we'll time out for you coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Kyle, thank you very much. All right, this snow event impacting all of East Tennessee. Live look there, Pigeon Forge. I mean, it looks like a snowmobile park or something like that.
And I mean, look at our Jared Austin in Sevier County right now. It doesn't. Where do you think he is?
What you doing down there in Gatlinburg, Jared?
Well, I'm trying to enjoy a little bit of snow. Got a lot of people walking out here and, trying to stay warm as well. Shout out to the folks here at the Walgreens. They got me some hand warmers, let me warm up for a little bit. So we got inside for a bit, but we're seeing a lot more cars coming here on the Parkway. Slow going, folks. We did mention about a half hour ago, if you got four-wheel drive, you can probably drive through this, but the two-wheel drive probably not going to work. Saw a Mustang that was up here on the corner, went all the way down, and people are walking around just trying to, here we go, people walking right there, just trying to stay warm. You know, it's cold out here. Got folks all bundled up and folks trying to find any place to go early this morning in downtown Gatlinburg just to get something to eat, something warm to drink, seeing some stuff opening up a little bit in this area. But the thing right now is about roads. You know, it's getting really slick. At 6 o'clock, we saw plows coming through here. 2 hours later, seeing some plows still, but roads really don't look like it's been touched just because we've had so much snow here. I don't have a tape measure or anything, guys, but I'd say it's anywhere close to 6, maybe 7 inches of snow here so far in downtown Gatlinburg. So it's getting a little dicey out here if you're trying to drive around. So best if you just have that two-wheel car or you don't have anywhere to go, just stay at home. Got a lot of folks walking around here. They're just bundling up. So if you are in downtown Gatlinburg, maybe you do want to bundle up. Just enjoy this because it's kind of a snow globe right now. I don't know what else to say about it. It just continues to come down here in downtown Gatlinburg. So I'm going to go back and get a little bit warm, maybe find a warm drink myself, guys. But this thing continues to keep on coming down.
Yeah, everyone stay home. We can live vicariously through you out there in the mountains of Sevier County, up there in Gatlinburg. Looking good out there, Jared. Thank you very much. We appreciate it, Jared. We'll get back out to Jared coming up in about 30 minutes.
And you just saw that snow continuing to fall in Sevier County. This weather causing slick roads. It's also causing some delays. Right now, McGee Tyson closing their runways until noon. Let's get to our Caitlin Walsh, who's keeping an eye out on the roads this morning. Caitlin, from my understanding, you are getting on Alcoa Highway right now, heading towards the airport, hopefully trying to see what exactly is going on in that area. What are you seeing on Alcoa Highway, though?
Yeah, hey, Harry and Olivia, of course. I'm heading there right now. Just got onto Alcoa Highway. Me and Ricky, we're driving safe on the road through Alcoa Highway to get over to the airport. We're going to go check out and see if we can talk to anyone at the airport, see if anyone's flights were canceled. And we know that some were, but we want to maybe see if we can chat with anyone about what's going on with their flight and what's happened with them. But right now, Ricky and I, we're driving through Alcoa Highway. Like I said, there's a lot of sludge all over the roads here. You can definitely tell people have been driving on this road this morning. And like I said earlier, when I last spoke with you all, there was a lot of traffic on Interstate 40. There's a good amount of traffic here on Alcoa Highway. We're going to continue to see crews out from the city of Knoxville offshore. They're out doing what they can to help keep the snow away. Information when we can, but back to you guys for now, and we'll let you know when we get to the airport.
All right. Be very careful out there, Caitlin. Once again, McGee-Tyson Airport canceling all flights. The runway closed until noon. Caitlin going to go get on top of it for us. Thanks, Caitlin.
Yeah, closely following that, trying to get more answers for you all there. Now, as you are heading out the door this morning, taking a live look right now, Alcoa Highway at Topside. I guess I just said as you're heading out the door, I'm used to saying that. I hope that you're not heading out, honestly. This is a look at the roads on Alcoa Highway right now. That area that Caitlin will be driving as she is heading to the airport. They are being careful. They are in four-wheel drive. If you can stay home, please do. We're doing what we can to get answers, see what these road conditions are like. This is a look closer to the airport along Alcoa Highway this morning. Harry, I know you mentioned earlier, it looks like visibility becoming more of an issue. You can really see that from this live look there. Jumping to Sevier County this morning, Winfield Dunn Parkway on I-40 looking pretty good. I've seen crews out there all morning. We have seen reports from them out trying to clear the roads as much as they can, but these road conditions still a little bit dicey. Even officials from the city of Sevierville, I know Kyle mentioned this, but after they plow, they're saying it takes just about 30 to 45 minutes for those roads to be snow covered once again. So don't take that lightly. I-40 at Rutledge Pike and East Knoxville looks good. Another live look right now, I-40 at Hall of Fame Drive. We saw a jackknife tractor trailer in the westbound lanes there earlier. From what I can see right now, it does look like the roads are cleared. Not loving what I'm seeing, though. Looks like the entry ramp on I-40. We have a person standing on the road right there. That is not safe.
No.
Please be careful out there. The slippery conditions on the roads. You don't want to see that.
Not wise. Hopefully everything's all right with what's going on there. All right. With all the snow going around, still falling down, we can see it right there with our Grayson Thatcher right here in West Knoxville at our WVLT station. Grayson, you had to shake your hat off earlier. You've been outside a couple minutes already, snow bundled up again.
Definitely. You can see it's building up on my hat. I've been out here pretty much all morning and it continues to fall down. Now, what we're seeing as we've been out here is the main concern when you go and drive. If you watch my boot, if I'm stomping down, this will be what your tires are doing and packing that snow down. And then that's when it's slick. And that's the concern for when you are out driving, especially on those secondary roads. Now, we've already seen there's 2 jackknife trailers in Knoxville, and they closed down the runways at McGee-Tyson Airport until 12 p.m. So again, what you really need to do is just try and stay home and stay off of these roads because of how slick it really can be. The other great reason to stay off the roads is if you aren't out there, it means the crews can go out there and get the work done to clear it off. So that way, if you do have to go somewhere, you can do so safely. It also helps make it so that anybody who has to go to work today can get there safely as well. As few people on the roads as possible if we can maintain that. For now, definitely if you have to go outside, layer up. It's cold and it's not getting any warmer out here. We felt those temperatures continue to drop all throughout the morning.
Yeah, Grayson, get back inside, get warm. Another thing that I want to continue to remind you all is Star THP. If you do find yourself in a bad situation, you can call them. I had a great conversation with Trooper Buckner last week. He says, they are doing their part to keep you all safe, but they're also putting themselves in these conditions. So just be careful, stay home if you can, but they are prepared to respond as needed. All
right. Well, with all this snow and the dangers that come with it, there's still a lot of people having fun. Kids hitting the slopes to sled.
I would say this is just about the perfect
It
snow to go sledding.
Fluffy.
I know a lot of kids waking up as the sun is starting to come up, and they're seeing snow covered all across East Tennessee. But we do have some reminders from East Tennessee Children's Hospital about staying safe.
Yeah. They say your kid needs to have a helmet on no matter what they're doing. Skiing, snowboarding, sledding. Got to stay hydrated as well. And for every 20 minutes of play, they need to drink about 10 gulps of water. Have to stay hydrated. They also say you need to apply that sunscreen. The snow can reflect the sun.
They also want you to be aware of the cold temperatures. You just heard Grayson talking about how cold it is out there. They say only allow your kids to be outside for short amounts of time. This will help avoid frostbite, and dress in protective clothing, waterproof clothes. You saw the snow hitting Grayson's hat earlier as that falls. Waterproof is important. Make sure they have gloves, that hat on as well.
Our viewers have been sending in quite a few pics to us. Take a look in Kodak. Valerie Walker sending this one to us. Hopefully everyone there's got something they can get the snow off their car there.
We hope so. Jamie Alford also sending us this photo. My goodness, this is in Pigeon Forge this morning. Those roads covered in that area.
And this video from Steve Colmer over in Rutledge. Beautiful, calm.
Look at those big snowflakes.
Serene scenes, beautiful snowflakes there. If you have any pics or videos you'd like to share, take out your phone, scan the QR code on your screen. It'll take you to a link to submit them right now.
We also have a winter weather toolkit available for you as the snow hits East Tennessee. That QR code on your screen makes it really easy for you to get the information that you need. Dozens of resources available for you, from warming centers, school closings. We've already seen several of those start to pop up for Monday morning. We've got information on supplies, power outage maps, and much more as you need them.
Another look at your first alert forecast coming up next. I mean, my goodness, this is up at Ober Mountain. That visibility getting worse as we get through the morning. We'll be
is continuing here today, but I wanted to show you this picture from David. I think it kind of tells the story of what's happening in Cobb County, the closest to the Smoky Mountains you get, and also parts of like Pittman Center out in Sevier. You see here the table there has accumulated quite a bit of snow. As you see, we're getting 8 to 9 inch reports from Parrotsville. Thank you, David, for sharing that for us off of your deck. And it's going to continue. You're not done yet. So you see here where those deeper blues, it almost as if just kind of dancing there, not moving. It's not moving. It's staying in place and will be for the next little while. And it's hanging on a little bit longer than I thought it would for parts of Knox County. So we're at least ticking up some of the snowfall totals here for Knoxville. So stick with us. I'll try to get you some updated numbers of what people are reporting across the area. There's Knoxville, where we've got at least 5 inches on the ground in the eastern half of the area, down to Seymour, over to parts of Sevierville, down to Gatlinburg, where Jared Austin is. Wares Valley, getting some decent snowfall reports from there, as well as over into Townsend. And we'll show you the western half of Knox County, Hardin Valley. Love to see some pictures from there, as well as Oak Ridge. Coalfield might not be as impressive for you. Let me know what's going on in your neighborhood, and of course off over in the parts of Hamlin County, Morristown, and Whitesburg. Here's the broader perspective. So we're still rotating around this area of low pressure, and as long as it rotates that way, pulls in moisture like this, we're going to continue to see that moisture training in. Yes, this storm off of the Atlantic. It's all about the atmospheric flow up above our head. Look at what's going on with this future snowfall. This is from now until 12 o'clock noon tomorrow. Another 3, almost 4 inches Townsend, 5 for Hartford. Still to come in Dandridge, 2.5, 2 for Knoxville, over to Sweetwater, another inch down in Athens. And of course, those winter storm alerts are continuing. The winter storm warning will come to a close later on today, and then it's going to be all about the cold weather advisory that we have for these single digits and negative feels like over the next 24 hours. We're not done yet with the cold. We will be having cold air that's with us. And it's so cold, it's barely registering on our little line graphs here for the next couple of hours. Yes. So we're at 15 now, sitting at 15 to 18 right on through the lunchtime. We're going to try to get to 24, but we knocked that feels like number in there with that wind chill. 14 miles per hour out of the north makes it feel like those single digits into the negative value. So now we're going to start transitioning away from what the snow is going to do to the cold weather that's here for us. And Sunday is going to be cold as we go forward, starting off at 9. Feeling like negative 13 when you wake up in Crossville. Oh yeah, we're not much better in Knoxville at 0. Monday and Tuesday, yeah, we get some warmth in here. We'll melt some of this stuff away. Still cold during the overnight hours. Some rain showers for parts of Tuesday night into Wednesday, and 40s to round out next week.
So, Kyle, thank you. Another reminder for you this morning as we're seeing freezing temperatures. Make sure your home is ready. Turn your water to a trickle. Open your cabinet doors, or your doors under your cabinets, under your sinks. My goodness, hard to get out. This is going to help with the airflow. Make sure that you also have that proper insulation. Oak Ridge Fire Department reporting that they have responded to a handful of water main breaks because of this cold weather. And we will be right back. Stay with us on WVLT Plus right after this. Trying to work to get those roads plowed, but just very snowy conditions out there. So as you are waking up, getting ready to leave the house, just please be careful. And with that being said, I do want to show you all some live looks on the road right now. Alcoa Highway at Topside. Don't even see any cars in that area. I would say that's what we want to see this morning. Another live look near the airport along Alcoa Highway. This is where our Caitlin Walsh is headed. Just hearing in the 8 o'clock hour this morning that McGee Tyson Airport is closing its runways until noon. We are following this story for you. We will have updates as soon as Caitlin gets there and works to speak with some people. I-40 at Winfield Dunn Parkway in Sevier County, east and westbound lanes moving. You can still see that snow falling. And I-40 at Rutledge Pike, East Knoxville, real quick. Hall of Fame Drive. So quite the mess in this area. We have,
oh goodness.
I can't tell what's going on. I do not know that I have an update.
That tractor trailer is complete. That's a full 180 the other way.
This is another jackknife tractor trailer. This was reported about 7 minutes ago. This is in the westbound lanes of I-40 at Hall of Fame Drive. This is the second time that we have seen this in this area this morning. So could be some slick spots just about anywhere you are driving, but this is obviously an issue for tractor trailers. So I'm not loving to see this. I'll be following this for you, especially as we get off the air. We'll try to bring you more updates on what we are seeing on the roads. I-640 west of downtown right now. You can see a few cars passing in that area, and then at Western Avenue, not looking great. So just stay home if you can. Get outside, enjoy it, look at it, but try not to get in the car if you don't have to.
All right, well, a few school districts already announcing they'll be closed on Monday, as you can imagine. Lenore City, Loudoun, Roane County, all canceling classes. More schools could close as well.
One thing that I do want to add to, we are hearing from the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Park visitor centers will be closed today due to the winter weather and heavy snowfall. So we are continuing to get updates from them also, all those visitor centers. So that will impact you if you're in that area.
And we got all that for you inside your free WVLT News app. You can scan it right there on your screen. All right, before we get off the air here on our streaming platforms, WVLT Plus, Kyle, a final look as we are headed out this morning. Obviously, we're going to have stuff all day long on our streaming platforms, social media pages. What are you keeping your eye on as we move into the
I want to see some of these snowfall totals.
Yeah.
I'm getting some pictures, 8-9 inches in areas like Parrotsville over in Cobb County, Pittman Center, Hartford, in the Greasy Gap area, parts of Cobb County. I think you're going to be seeing some of the heaviest of those totals here, but we're not seeing this radar move. It just kind of stays there over this area. So we could be adding it into parts of the area, even in Knox County. We thought we would be kind of shaving this down from the West Knox area just for an eastern half thing, but you know, if you're seeing the snow continue to fall, it only adds into the totals, and we're just now getting some updated information, even in Sevierville, looking at a 6-inch total.
Yeah.
So as it continues to accumulate, I've also heard from Sevier County, Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, Sevierville, not only are they saying stay off the road, but conditions are deteriorating now as we speak.
All right, Kyle, thank you very much. He's keeping everything you need to know on track of in that first alert forecast. Roads, you got them covered. Jackknife trailers out there.
Jackknife tractor trailers, too, we have seen on I-40 at Hall of Fame Drive. So be careful today.
All right, stay safe. Make sure you have that WVLT News app. We'll be on our streaming platforms all day long. Casey Wheelis will be here this afternoon to have your latest news on WVLT News at 6 o'clock. Be safe. Have a little fun out there on this WVLT First Alert Snowy Saturday.